Today we're talking about Tophiachu. She is a TikTok creator who does creepy things online to get attention.
I just don't like this at all. I don't like it at all. It's not fair to me. I didn't even bother anyone. Happy Mother's Day. Stay safe. And I will see you guys later. Bye, guys.
It's not unusual.
Works. I could literally date a K-pop idol if I wanted to. People are gonna be like, no, that's not possible. It's called manifestation. You can do whatever you want as long as you manifest it and actually work towards it.
Her family is part of her channel, and together they continue their online activities. Recently, things haven't been easy for Tophiachu. Her family dog went missing, and they almost lost their motel room. On top of that, Tophiachu was banned from streaming on her main TikTok account. Without live streams, she lost a significant part of her income. To keep going, Tophiachu started new streams with her family joining in. As she interacted with her followers, the comments and online drama increased, leading to a lot of controversy that brought her to her knees. This video is a complete look into everything you need to know about Tophiachu, one of the worst creators on the internet. Who is this lady? Tophiachu is a 30-year-old TikTok creator from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Tophiachu shares her daily life through live streams, showing her family and their financial challenges. She doesn't have a regular job and hopes to become rich and famous with her content and hopefully marry a K-pop artist. Here's a peek into where she lives. What more do we know about her? Up until 2018, Tophiachu was pretty quiet online. But that changed when she started posting on Musical.ly, now TikTok, and YouTube. Her mom's name is Maria Lucero, and her dad is Donald Slidell. Donald might not be her biological father. There's quite some stuff on this, and you'll get more on that later. She has a brother, Donald Jr., who's known as the most grounded and sane member of the family. The Slidell household doesn't see much employment. Her dad is the exception. He runs a financial services business from home. Despite this, the bulk of his income comes from disability checks due to his bipolar disorder, though some suspect it might actually be schizophrenia. He's the one keeping the roof over their heads. Tophiachu's work history is short. She once worked at Dunkin' Donuts but lost her job due to issues with personal hygiene. How dirty can she be to the point that she takes it to work and is fired for it? She wasn't fired for being lazy or negligent at work, but for being hygienically unkempt. This shows you the type of character we're about to look into. But things got crazy when her father was once seen on a stream spraying her with air freshener.
Like I told y'all, I'm pranking my brothers today, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tell them that I'm just gonna come up with something for us all to be in the car and I'm gonna spray this fart spray. Hold on, let me show y'all. Why is it already stinking? Oh my goodness! It already stink! Oh my! What the? It smell like bounced the ass! It smell like bounced the out of that ass! Oh, somebody been bouncing the out some ass! Oh, what they did to make that? You smell that?
Luckily, we can't smell Tophia through the screen. But from her appearance, the way her family reacts around her, and the condition of her surroundings, it's easy to guess that she might have a noticeable odor. Her dad is always a serious critic of the oozing smell that's always disturbing their home, and he does not keep it hidden. Here we see him ask his daughter if she has some deodorant in the house.
You have deodorant?
Her dad told her to use the deodorant to make sure everything smelled nicer than it currently did. There have also been videos where she's been very careless and irritating to her audience. Her nonchalant attitude to these behaviors makes it seem like it's really who she is. Despite this, she still attracts hundreds of viewers in her next live session. It makes one wonder, do people find nuisances appealing?
That's it, great. Yeah.
Let's go.
When you puke all around the house like that, there's no way the house won't be smelling and oozing with foul odor. We also have clips of where her mother admitted to shitting on herself while Tophiachu was live.
Papa Brenda. Yeah. Hold on. Thank you for subscribing.
Shit myself.
Hold on. I gotta go pee.
It's one thing to be untidy, and another to be comfortable with publicly admitting you were fired for being so. Perhaps she didn't see it as a serious issue.
The day I got fired, she had said I had hygiene issues. So I have my forehead itches now, I don't know. She said I had issues. So I came in.
Amid all this, some people might think her hygiene is just an act to keep viewers engaged. After all, it's common knowledge that shock value and degeneracy gain traction quickly on TikTok. Others, however, believe she's genuinely dirty and lacks basic training on how to keep herself or her house clean. One notable thing about her living situation is her indifferent attitude toward her roommates, the roaches. Most normal people, upon noticing cockroaches in their homes, would take steps to eliminate them before things get out of control. But it seems she's perfectly fine with her roach roommates roaming freely around her house.
Email addresses, what the is wrong with you?
No one's gonna give her my email. She's telling me she has to question my Ozark.
I don't care. You don't have Ozark. Just hang up.
I can barely get reception outside the old town center.
It's the season to switch to Verizon. Tis.
I'm sorry,
Right now, when you
guys. I
switch to
had to
Verizon,
get
you
out
can get a
for
Muslim
it.
unlimited plan for just $30 a line.
If you look closely, you might spot a couple of roaches guarding the table, or perhaps they're just hanging around to keep their roommates' viewers entertained while she's away. Another thing to note is that her father and mother are present. She lives with her parents and likely inherited her hygiene habits from them. When she returned, she noticed the commotion in the comments section and decided to deal with the roach once and for all. However, she seemed unbothered by the fact that cockroaches were roaming around her room during a live video.
The network you deserve and the savings you
No, I
want.
don't go to
Happy
Tophia,
holidays
guys.
to
I'm
me.
sorry.
Okay. Visit your local Verizon store, shop online, or call today. Verizon.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that, but I have girls that keep calling my husband, and that's very rude. Very, very rude.
They don't keep calling, they're calling me because they think it bothers everyone.
In another video, we see her on live video, and the expected happened again.
These face buns, they just look really weird. For some reason on me, I tried, it just doesn't look right.
And I just said, hey, would it be too much to ask? I don't know what kind of shape Dave's in.
In another video, she made a disgusting gesture with her face while drinking a smoothie, and then her roach roommate made an appearance in the back. She seems completely comfortable living with these creatures, which makes sense because cockroaches thrive on environments like Tophia's room. If Tophia were just dirty, it might be easier to overlook, but sometimes she does things that are outright gross and disgusting. For example, in the next video, while interacting with her viewers on a live stream, she went to the toilet and forgot to close the door.
It's weird. You're clout chasing at that point. And I have to go to the restroom. forgot to close the door. I can't close the door. It's like, this bathroom is so small, guys. I can't even close the door.
The sound of her urinating could be heard in the background, and her viewers quickly picked up on it. We could also hear herself washing herself while on the toilet. She has no shame at all. She could have paused the live stream while taking care of herself, but it seems she didn't see anything wrong with her behavior. I mean, 2,000 people are on her live video. What value are they even getting from being there? Similarly, Tophia has talked openly about how she looks ugly and how that has been a hindrance for her in the past.
If I was to be here or to go to a job and ask for an application and record them without their knowledge, to literally show people just how I was treated, because I was treated before, they would look at me and be like, oh, you have to apply online. My looks literally factored into me getting a job. I'm like, what? Why does looks matter when it comes to McDonald's? McDonald's is fast food. No one's gonna care about my looks at McDonald's. No one's gonna look at me and be like, you're too ugly to work at McDonald's. Apparently that's how I was treated, like I was too ugly.
In her own way, she tried her best to find a job, but she couldn't secure one. She also explored some unconventional job options in the process. But stripping job? Who would want to see her inside? She must be joking. She also tried to see if she could get a babysitting job to pay her bills at a time, but unfortunately, it didn't work out.
It's an app where it's VB, and you can sign up to virtually watch kids. I said I signed up, but
why?
I didn't get.
I don't understand why anybody would want to do that.
That's it was because I was looking up work from home jobs, and I saw that.
With the job hunt behind her and traditional employment no longer an option, she focused on building her online presence to make a living. However, things didn't go smoothly. On one occasion, she accidentally displayed the wrong tab to her viewers during a live stream.
Tophia shows us something on her phone, and then she accidentally put it sideways, and it showed her other browser tabs. She's looking at the chat to see if we saw that Cornhub tab.
Why did I do that? It literally, look.
This was an honest mistake, but that's one of the challenges of being on a live stream. You don't have the luxury of editing out errors. Some viewers even went to the trouble of freezing the frames, slowly analyzing them until they could see what was on her screen before it switched to portrait mode. They confirmed that it was a tab on Asian gay teens. But why Asian? Tophia has an unusual preference for Asian men, particularly Korean men, likely fueled by her fascination with Korean movies. Her obsession went so far that she targeted an Asian TikTok creator and declared him her dream man.
Oh, hey Dad, this is my girlfriend.
Hi, nice to meet you.
No, she doesn't need to know, like...
Actually,
no,
I
no,
think
you
I
don't,
do.
you don't. No, why would you say that? Stop, why?
Let's change that today.
Wait, for real?
Yes, I'd be
honored. Oh, Dad, out now, Dad, out now, go. Really?
Underestimates me, but then they turn their back and I'm like, boo, and they're like,
hey, how you feeling?
I'm gonna come out and say it. Asian boys are.
She made several videos obsessing over this Asian TikTok creator, often fooling around in ways that caught people's attention. The obsession became so intense that even her followers started questioning why she was acting this way over a man who didn't know or care about her. The attacks seemed to get to her, so she decided to prove to her followers how connected and appreciated she was by the man she admired.
So since this person wants to speak, I think it's time to show them some receipts. Here, he follows me. He knows exactly who I am because he also wished me a happy birthday on my birthday. So yeah. So since it's probably not enough proof for you, he does follow me on Instagram. Of course, obviously, he knows exactly who I am. Here's a comment where he replied to me and I said that, and then he replied that and liked my comment. Clearly he knows who I am. Oh, Here's another comment where he said I made him happy. So clearly, liked by creator. Liked by creator. Knows exactly.
Here she tried to show her followers how she and her lover interact. She claimed that he follows her on Instagram and they've exchanged pleasantries in the comments section. The problem is that even if he did follow her account, reply to her comment, or leave a comment on her video, it doesn't necessarily mean he shares the same feelings she has for him. He might simply see her as a regular creator or an online personality with whom to interact casually. Since then, she hasn't held back on her love and affection for this man who does not care about her a bit. Roll 1.
Hey,
I
Joey.
love you. Did I say that?
At some point, one will wonder if her obsession with this man is genuine, or if she just does it for the fun and attention it brings to her. It could be one of those reasons, and it could be both.
Sorry, I didn't mean.
Don't flirt with him.
I'm not going to.
Listen, I'm not a simp, but
Going out now.
Okay,
All right,
Joey.
I love you.
Oh.
Did I just say that? Sorry. I didn't mean that. No, I mean I did mean it, but it's just.
Baby,
that it just,
relax. It's okay.
Slipped out. I'm sorry.
I love you too.
What? Really?
Yes, really.
Okay, that's good. All right, we'll have to go catch my bus, but I love you. Bye.
Now that she had her followers supporting her after making the video about knowing the Asian content creator, she decided it was time to call him. She wanted to show him the qualities she possessed and why she believed she was the best choice for him. Maybe he'd see her and think, this is the woman for me.
Sir, we are not doing this today, but since we are here, I decided to give you 3 really, really good reasons why I'd make a good girlfriend. Numero uno, I can cook. Any basic knowledge that someone should know before getting in a relationship? Cooking. Numero dos, I am plus size, as you can see, and plus size girls make for really, really good pillows. No more searching online for my pillows or searching online for the best pillow. Just get yourself a plus size girlfriend. Numero tres.
In an attempt to win over the man of her dreams, she listed reasons why she believed she was the best choice for him. She began by saying she can cook, claiming that cooking is the foundation of being a good woman for him or any man. But is that really a special reason for him to choose her? There are plenty of good women out there who can cook. Maybe her other reasons will be more convincing. She went on to mention that she's plus size and could make a good pillow. She even added that he wouldn't need to go online searching for a good pillow, as she's ready to provide that service for free because it's part of the package of being his girlfriend. However, a man as comfortable and wealthy as he is can definitely afford the finest pillows. Not to mention the odor her father frequently deals with, to the point of spraying deodorant regularly. If he decides to take her as a pillow, he should be ready to risk suffocation. I'm sure he'll make the right decision.
And the last and final option for being a really, really good girlfriend is I'm 5'3.5", which makes me fun size. And fun size people move over Snickers, move over fun size chocolate, are the best people.
Her final reason was utterly preposterous, lazy, and completely unreasonable. How does her size benefit the man in any way? It's clear she's out of her mind. Later, it was revealed that he deactivated his TikTok account after receiving a lot of negative attention from people linking him to Tophia. Amid all this, some people began questioning if she had someone in her life while obsessing over the Asian man. In one video, she claimed to be in a relationship and shared more details about her dating life.
Doctors are supposed to ask you if you want it or not. When they went to do it, it was so painful that I jumped off of the table. I was laying on my back, but I was jumping, and I almost fell off the thing. And then she sent me to the women's clinic, which was right down here, down the road. I go there, and they told, oh, you're not active, that's why it was painful. And
In this clip, she shared a story with her audience about losing her V card, describing it as painful and claiming she had to see a doctor to complain. She explained that the doctor confirmed the pain was because she was inactive intimately. First off, why is this anyone's business? And why share such a story? She also claimed that the person who did it to her didn't ask for her consent beforehand. In reality, she went for a pap smear test. This is a simple medical procedure where a small brush is used to gently collect cells from the cervix to check for cervical cancer or related changes. If she was there for a test, why claim she wasn't informed? That's unlikely, as most medical practitioners explain the procedure beforehand. She should have known what to expect.
they said, you shouldn't, I don't know why she had you getting that. You didn't need to get that. And I was like, she told me I had to do it. They're supposed to ask you. And because of how painful it was, my doctor, who is no longer my doctor because she is leaving out of the state, I'm getting a new doctor. When I went to her and told her about that, I said, no. I said, I had a bad experience, and I explained to her. She goes, oh, you must be traumatized from that. I'm sorry. And I said, yeah.
That story still doesn't add up. If the clinic that conducted the initial test referred her to the hospital because of the pain, it likely means the clinic was just doing what Tophia had asked for. Why was she at the clinic in the first place? Obviously, she was there for the pap smear test. When it didn't go as planned, she was advised to see her doctor. It seems clear that Tophia is twisting the story to gain sympathy from her followers. This is a common tactic among creators like her, who often have no positive influence or message to share. They'll alter a story just enough to get pity and words of encouragement from their viewers. Her behavior online can easily be traced back to her family. I introduced her parents earlier in the video, but let's take a closer look at the people who shaped her life. Interestingly, all her family members add "chu" as a suffix to their names. Her name, Tophia, becomes Tophiachu. The same goes for her parents, who go by Mamachu and Papachu. Her father's real name is Donald Fitzgerald Slidell. He's a proud husband and father of two, Tophia and her brother. Like his daughter, he's something of a lolcow. He even had his own TikTok account where he connects with viewers, flirts with young ladies, sticks his tongue out, and licks his screen for no apparent reason.
I love you.
They say the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, and Tophia's father is no exception. This is the kind of content people come online to watch for entertainment. For some strange reason, his fans seem to enjoy it when he acts this way, pretending as if he's licking something. I don't know what, maybe you can tell me. He does the licking most times, and it's most likely aimed at a younger female audience or female viewers in general.
You will not disrespect me. I will cut your live off.
What happened?
Stop sticking your tongue out to the ladies, okay?
Okay. That's all you have to say. That's all you have to say, Maria. That's all you have to say. Just say stop sticking your tongue out. Okay? Okay.
Apparently, Mamachu doesn't appreciate his efforts to entertain his fans. She knows he does it to get attention or admiration from his female viewers and sees it as disrespectful. It's truly disrespectful to her, especially since she's right next to him while he's making a fool of himself online. Somehow she figured out what he was up to. She likely noticed the silence and the repeated "I love you all" during his live stream, which prompted her to join and confront him. Still, I doubt he'll ever stop. The fact that it annoys Mamachu seems to be reason enough for his viewers to encourage him to keep doing it. Papachu is active on Twitter, where he shares his rants, surprising videos, and snapshots of his family's messy home. He also spends a lot of time online watching adult videos. He has some unusual habits, like putting green tape in the shape of crosses on his apartment walls, covering the carpet with cardboard, burning random things for no clear reason, and making altars or sculptures from everyday objects. Here's one of his crazy proclamations online.
Beginning at age 16, smoking and partying.
First, he comes across in this video as if he's some kind of authority figure, with his majestic sitting posture and his staff of authority in his right hand. He claims that from now on, anyone aged 16 and above should have unrestricted access to porn and smoking. What authority does he have to make such a claim? Only a man like him could come up with something so absurd. The most surprising part of the video is how serious he seems, as if he's making an important announcement. Out of all the challenges society faces, it's smoking and watching porn that tops his list of concerns.
Will be legal. Anyone 16 and older can visit, obtain porn, and smoke.
As the ruler of the world, right? Papachu has made the proclamation, and it's expected that all of the world would adhere to his ridiculous demand. What a joke of a man.
Prostitution is to be legalized. I want the streets full of prostitutes.
Oh my gosh, this man is something else. He wants prostitution to be legalized. Why? Simply because he wants the streets to be filled with prostitutes. It's baffling to think why he would even advocate for that. He started with the idea of legalizing porn for younger people, aiming to make it a channel that would give them experience in appeasing clients and prepare them for a future in prostitution. He also advocated for smoking, which is one of the most common signatures of most scarlet women. According to him, this would ensure that every corner of the streets is filled with surplus prostitutes. You might wonder why this old man is so focused on the number of prostitutes out there. The answer seems simple. It's basic economics of demand and supply. It appears Papachu is a regular patron of their services. In his mind, if the market is flooded with young new faces, the price would drop, giving him easier access to more options at cheaper rates, all while ensuring they are fresh and young. Ugh, what a pervert.
I have my reasons. Make it happen, government, around the world.
Oh yeah, we know your reasons, Papachu, even if you didn't share them with us. It's pretty obvious. He ended his rant by calling on world governments to make it happen. Clearly, he knows he has no power or authority to bring such changes because people in positions of power rarely entertain nuisances like him. Papachu has also gotten his share of criticism online. He was shaded multiple times about how his teeth look like, and in response, he said this.
I know my teeth. My teeth are going to grow back.
What did I just hear? How do you expect your teeth to grow back, Mr. Man? You're old enough to be the father of a 30-year-old Tophia, and you think you can regrow your teeth? Yeah, not possible. Maybe if he was talking about some kind of surgery to straighten his teeth, that might be feasible.
I'm 58. I'm 58 years old, and I am teething. Right now, I am teething like a baby.
He's 58 years old, and there's no way he's growing any teeth till he departs from this world. What does he mean by teething? If he hadn't said teething multiple times, I might have thought it was a slip of the tongue. In another clip, we have him addressing the world government and making sure to let them know how much they owe him.
Okay, world governments, I want you to write me here, including the USA. I need $999 zillion a year as my pay. The presidents of every nation, the vice president of every nation, will make $10 billion a year, $5 billion a year, respectively and accordingly. The president and vice president. My pay, once again, is $999 zillion a year.
According to him, the world government is supposed to pool their money together. Presidents and vice presidents alike should do their best to gather the funds and offer him $999 zillion every year. Why does he expect them to do this for him? No one really knows.
The governments of the world, the United States and the rest of the world, will pay me $999 zillion a year to manage, supervise, organize, and implement policies that affect you and I and the world community. $999 zillion a year.
You mean this man, who wants to flood the streets with prostitutes and legalize porn for young girls, should be given the money and power to implement policies that affect everyone in the world? No one would even entertain such an idea. He was then asked why he needed so much money, what he planned to do with it, and how he would manage such a large amount. This was his response.
Okay, so you're saying to yourself, how are we going to fund Donald's $999 zillion a year? How are we going to pay for our governmental services to the people? And how are we going to function as a world body? Okay, look. All debt is set at zero. Every country is printing $999 zillion and waiting for my instructions.
According to him and his vivid imagination, he claimed that all this money would be collected from the entire world and that everyone would wait for his instructions on how to utilize it. He even repeated, "for my instruction," twice, just in case you didn't hear him for the first time.
For my instructions, we're going to utilize the stock market. We're going to utilize commodities. Soil, soybeans, oats, grains, pork bellies, live cattle, cotton, gold, silver, lumber, iron ore, steel, tea, coffee, orange juice, everything that we can. Let me be creative. That's the best way.
He wants to invest all that money in the stock market and commodities like gold, iron, and steel. He also plans to grow soybeans and other staple foods, including orange juice. This is probably his attempt to solve world hunger, though he looks like someone who might be hungry himself.
The white man in government throughout the world, I have no use or utility for that type of ignorance and stupidity. Remove yourself or be removed, and then kill yourself and your family and your friends and all your associates.
Papachu has an amusing dislike for white people in power. He always claims they are ignorant, even though he comes across as the ignorant one. He believes they should remove themselves from power before giving him the yearly money he expects from the very people he wants out of authority. He says it with such confidence that, for a moment, you might almost believe him. He ended with a call to action by demanding the leaders eliminate themselves, their friends, families, and associates. It's just amazing. Some people will say that Papachu is a much more interesting character than his daughter.
North Pacific Ocean, Bering Sea, Chukchi Sea, South Pacific Ocean, Sea of Japan, Yellow Sea, East China Sea, Australia Ocean, Southern Ocean, Indian Ocean, South Atlantic Ocean, North Atlantic Ocean, Willow Sea, Scalia Sea, Barents Sea, Kara Sea, Banda Sea, Arafura Sea, Maluka Sea. You shall obey me.
Papachu also claims dominion over all lands and waterways, demanding nothing less than total submission and obedience from the people of Earth.
Every government in the world every nation in the world must pay me $999, $999, $999, $999, $999, $999, $999, $999, $999, $999 zillion dollars every year. Every year. The first installment, December 2019.
But of all things in this world that Papachu has dominion over, there is one person he's wary and scared of annoying, that Mamachu, his wife.
Don't ask me for anything else anymore. I told you were not to go live, and I screenshot a lot of stuff. Does Tophia smell? And you say nothing.
My wife is upset because you are attacking Tophia and attacking her. Please don't do that, guys. I understand how you feel, but don't attack Tophia and don't attack Marie. Please.
I understand how you feel? His wife is disappointed in him because he didn't defend their daughter during a live video when some viewers claimed she smelled bad. In an attempt to appease his wife, he calmly asks his viewers to be less harsh toward his daughter, claiming that he understands how they feel. What does he mean by that? After begging them, he did his signature tongue out, something that his wife is totally against. For context, in this clip, while Papachu was on live video and his wife was on the phone, he tried to give his email to a lady on the live stream. His wife quickly objected. She knew exactly the kind of husband she had and where things might lead if the lady contacted him.
To Mordecai Global.
No, nobody sending you an email. Get off the phone.
Maria, this might be a good call.
No, it's not. No, it's not. I didn't even get to it the whore. You don't ask whores for email addresses. What the is wrong with you?
I was gonna give her my email. She asked a question about Ozark.
I don't care. You don't have Ozark. Just hang up.
I gotta go.
She was genuinely upset here. He said he had to go, knowing there was nothing he could say to calm her down. With her out of the way, he could send the email to the lady. Meanwhile, we can hear the lady giggling as the couple argued. On several other occasions, Mamachu was caught him making out with his viewers, and she at every point made her dissatisfaction known to him.
Oh, I'm sorry. I won't do that. I'm sorry, babe. Yeah. That's my wife, Marie Bernice Lucero.
She has no business trying to make love to you guys.
You'll notice that the introduction he made by giving the full name of his wife echoed. This suggests that his wife had joined his live video to check if he was flirting, which is likely how she caught him in the act. In another video, we have Papachu acting crazy for no reason at all.
Well, if you want to dance, send a request. Come on, let's do it.
He just laughed and behaved crazy all through the clip. In the next clip, we get Papachu giving his audience the reason why he didn't go to his court hearing.
The reason why I didn't go to court is that I was on social media making love to a girl.
Could he be serious? This is highly incriminating. First, he missed court for an existing offense he's trying to clear. Then he's online, claiming he's making love to a girl, not a woman, not a lady. He's only making things worse for himself. If anything comes up in the future, clips like this could be used against him. However, there's also the question of his mental health and whether he was sane while making these absurd statements online. Apart from his wild proclamations online, Papachu seems to have an uncontrollable urge to burn things. He has shared several videos of himself setting all sorts of objects on fire. His desire to burn things seems to be linked to his fetish-like beliefs. The same beliefs led him to cover his house, including the toilet, with green tape crosses. One can only wonder what he's up to or why he does what he does.
That's him. That's him. And Satan has taken over.
Here we see him showing off a bunch of random items that no one understands while proclaiming that Satan has taken over. Initially in the video, seeing the green crosses might make someone think it's all positive, godly behavior. But then we hear him declaring that the devil is in control.
Golgotha. It's in the Bible. Live by the sword, die by the sword. Let it be written, let it be done, so be it. So be it. Ezekiah, Mordecai, Fusario.
Even though he claimed that the devil had taken over, he went on to talk about the cross and quote some Bible verses. What he's up to is unclear to me. If you think you know what he's trying to do, feel free to share your thoughts in the comments section. He's also shared glimpses of his altars and the places where he performs his rituals. Most of it looks scary and wouldn't have gone over well in the days when the church held control over politics. We all know what the church used to do back then to people who engaged in practices like this. But because of his mental health challenges, Papachu has had several run-ins with the law and has been arrested multiple times. He no longer lives with his family because he was supposed to pay their rent. He kept telling them not to worry, but he never actually paid. Now his family is homeless, living on the streets, while Papachu keeps getting arrested almost every month. His latest arrests were for keeping his family against their will and missing his court date for that charge. But how did it get to this point? In 2022, Papachu stopped paying rent without telling anyone. The family didn't find out until they got a notice saying they owed $3,000. They asked for an extension because they couldn't pay. Meanwhile, Tophia and Brother Chu went to Comic-Con and dropped $500, thinking the extension had been approved.
There's Adam West Batman.
There's Tophia and her brother having fun while receiving eviction notices to be thrown out of their home. Then there's the neighbor who lives close to their apartment. This neighbor is quite popular with Tophia's fans, so he was given the name Neighbor Chu. After the eviction crisis, Neighbor Chu went live on TikTok to spill the beans on what happened in Tophia's home.
Just want to give everyone a little bit of proof that this is actually me and I'm the neighbor. Here's our neighborhood. There's the window where a SWAT team came and knocked it out. Tree limbs still down. There is the other window. I'm trying to be inconspicuous, but there's the other window that got knocked out by the SWAT. Just come around the corner here. Show the area. I'm sure if you Google our apartment building, you could see that this is it.
Tophia's neighbor was aware of the eviction and went around their house to show his fans proof of what had happened.
Not sure you could see the green cross, but it's there on the door. And yeah, that's I guess my proof video. Just want to make it clear that I'm not trying to bully or be malicious in any way. I'm just a guy trying to protect my family.
He also provided proof that this was the correct home where the family lived. He mentioned that his intentions were pure and that he didn't make the video for any negative reasons. However, Tophia's family definitely won't like it when they see the video.
Tophia was officially evicted 0225. She has no heat, hasn't showered, and has no motivation. They're leaving Apartmentia tomorrow.
I should just get off live stream, eat my hot dogs, and literally watch JK's live. That's what I should do. Use something. I think I want to it.
She looked down and depressed in that particular live video. It was sad, but one can only wonder how much worse it would have been with Tophia not being able to take a bath for a while due to the eviction problem. All thanks to Papachu for not paying the rent and lying about the impending eviction to his family. Papachu is a man with obvious mental health issues. He also has a strong dislike for the police. Imagine being surrounded by only police officers. Papachu wouldn't know how to act. He believes he controls the world and thinks the government owes him a huge amount of money. In the video we're about to watch, Papachu was caught by the police at a store. You might think you know what he's going to say next, but everything he says is unexpected.
That you Prince open, you got that mouth? Be quiet. You! Be quiet! You fat ass!
Apparently, Papachu was already having issues with the store security before the police arrived. He was accused of stealing items worth about $70 and was being uncooperative. When the police came in, they approached him to try and resolve the situation. Initially, the store security wanted to handle the matter peacefully, but Papachu became aggressive, cursing and spitting at the security staff. This led the store owners to decide to press charges against him.
Hey, how's it going, man? Officer William with the Albuquerque Police Department.
Fuck me, not with that meeting. Now, let's take me to jail.
Okay, so right now I want to figure out what's going on, okay?
I own the store.
So what
I own this goddamn store, and they're gonna get the paperwork today. Anything, everything they want money, I own. I mean, that's kind of like, I'm on the internet. I mean, look, go to the Library of Congress and look me up.
Okay, so what is your name?
I'm sorry. Go to the Library of Congress. Look, that's all I'm going to tell you. Go to the Library of Congress in government, U.S. government.
Hey, I'm not yelling at you, okay? Let's try to see. Keep it down, okay? I'm not yelling at you.
Papachu started off aggressively with the police, throwing around the F word even though they hadn't provoked him. The officers tried to calm the situation by calmly asking what was going on. Papachu then claimed that he owned the store, which was obviously not true. The store security was well aware of who the real owner was, and all they saw was a man trying to steal their stuff and get away with it. Papachu also declared that he holds a high position, claiming that he's on the level of Congress, and told the police to look him up. It's clear he's mentally challenged by saying that much nonsense within just a few seconds.
So you better keep shit real. Do you want a paycheck? Yes or no?
Of course.
Because I paid you before. I took that back. The city don't have any money. Bernalillo County don't have any money. The goddamn United States government does not have any money.
Okay. So, did you spit at any of the security or anything like that today?
No, not spitting here. Not security, no.
No? Okay. Did you take anything or anything like that today?
I went to the goddamn store. Wait, yeah, I sure did.
You did?
I took, yeah, but I didn't take it. They stopped me. But that's a big mistake because he's fired. She running goddamn mouth, you'll be fired.
Okay.
Here, Papachu continued to claim that he owned the store and could do whatever he wanted in it, including taking any item he pleased. He even went as far as threatening to fire the security staff for not letting him leave with the items he took.
16. All right. So right now, we're going to place you under arrest, okay?
Yeah, do it.
Give me a hand. Thank you, sir.
He was arrested afterwards. This would have just gone better if he had just kept his mouth shut. But no, he started his rant by telling the police officer arresting him, "You are dead, by the way."
And you're dead, by the way.
Alrighty.
Hurry up! Hurry up, bitch!
Hey, stop.
Kiss my ass.
Let's not do all that. Stacy, what are you doing?
You ain't shit cracker. You're a cracker. A piece of
What's going on?
you.
What's going on?
You're a cracker. Did I give you permission to open your goddamn mouth?
Hey,
Did I give you permission to open your goddamn cracker? You cracker? You cracker? You fucking ignorant, listy shit motherfucker. You cracker. You cracker. You hear me, boy?
What'd I do to you, man?
You cracker.
Hey, stay seated. Stay seated. What are you doing?
Stop by touching me.
Hey, I said stay seated. Stop.
You smoke, dude?
Yeah, give me a cigarette. I'll chill out.
If you chill out, I'll give you a cigarette, but you have to work for me.
Yeah, of course, fucking cigarette. You big, right? You're big, you're bad now. Give me a cigarette. I'll chill out.
Luckily, they managed to calm him down by offering him a cigarette if he agreed to cooperate. However, his calmness didn't last long. Still, they succeeded in getting him out of the store and into their vehicle.
And I want my bank card, too. You will obey me. Oh, you motherfucker will obey. Where's my cigarette?
You're gonna get your cigarette.
You have to wait a second.
Let them finish their search.
This is my goddamn country.
While outside, Papachu tried to stay calm while being vulgar, but he was still expecting the cigarette he had been promised. He kept insisting that the officers must obey him. Perhaps his demand for the cigarette was his way of convincing himself that he had power over them and could make them do what he wanted. Earlier, when the police entered the store to arrest him, he told them to arrest him as if it was his idea. Obviously, the police were there to take him in. In his mind, whatever he says, they will do.
This is my goddamn world. You will obey. You will serve me like a goddamn, like I'm Jesus, like I'm goddamn God, because I am God. Hurry up.
He continued his egotistical rant, claiming that the police officers would serve him like gods because, according to him, this was his country and he owns the world. I believe most of the items that were placed into the plastic bag were things he stole and had hidden on his body.
I want my cigarette.
You're Donald?
I want my cigarette.
Yeah, we're gonna get you a cigarette, dude.
Here we see Papachu spitting at the police vehicle, despite earlier denying that he did the same to the store's security staff. It seems his desire for a cigarette was the only thing keeping him this calm.
Just let them finish their search. They have to do this, all right?
This is the best I've ever had, guys. It is okay. Anything I say is okay. Anything I do is okay. Why don't you pat my... I want my cigarette.
We'll get you your cigarette, man. Just let them finish, like I said.
Before you were.
Did you already check the center?
Before you were, I am.
Did you already check his jacket? Yeah, I checked the outer jacket.
Before you were, I am.
Okay.
The best sex I've ever had? What is this man even talking about? At this point, the officers didn't pay much attention to whatever came out of his mouth. They knew he was mentally unstable. There were so many items hidden on his body that it took a long time to retrieve everything.
Let's go.
Watch your step. Look, you will be dead by 5. All of you will be dead by 5. Stupid.
Hold on. The door needs to open.
Oh, Cracker. Hey, Cracker. Hey, you piece. You're definitely dead. God, what will God? Cracker.
The officers remained professional throughout. Despite the disrespect and abuse, they stayed calm and didn't let his words provoke them. Papachu is an older man, and any aggressive response toward him could have easily turned into a tragic story.
Is that a necklace, dude? Did you make that?
Suck my.
Come on, man.
I'm not your goddamn man. You got me, sir, F kind.
There you go, sir.
Yeah, I made it.
Made it?
I sure did. Like I made your like I created your ass. I haven't got them air you breathe. I haven't got them life.
This speaks volumes. When the door was opened, Papachu declared that he is God, that he created the police officers, and that he is the air they breathed.
You fat motherfucker. I know your ass stink. You peel there, dope boy. Oh yeah, rub your left together. I'll bitch smack your ass. Who the f*** are you? Another cracker with a beard. There you go. I know you like suck dick. Hey, fat boy.
Give that to her.
Hey, fat boy.
At this point, it's turned into a comedy event. The seriousness on his face while saying those heinous things makes it even more funny. I'm sure the police department will never forget this day.
Hey, fat boy. Hey, cracker. Hey, cracker. Hey, fat boy. This is my goddamn house. This is my goddamn world. I do what the f*** I wanted it. I do what the f*** I wanted it.
We can see some of them laughing at how hilarious the situation is. The lady at the counter couldn't hold back her laughter. Mamachu, on the other hand, whose name is Marie, keeps her life more private compared to Papachu and Tophia. However, she is always featured in a couple of clips of Papachu and Tophia's videos. However, she enjoys going live on an audio-only platform called Stationhead, where she often addresses and criticizes Tophia's trolls. She feels insecure about her appearance and prefers not to be on camera. Recently, she started a subreddit to talk with people and defend her family's reputation. However, instead of positive conversations, she often dismisses and accuses others of lying, even when they provide evidence in their posts.
For some reason, that cheese is sticking. There. Okay. Okay. Now, we have more cheese.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I have to get up and get some water.
We're on a time crunch, so we need to get it in there. Okay, then what we're going to do, which we don't normally do, because, yeah, I'm gonna add some more pepperoni on top. Because, why not?
For some reason, Mamachu always seems to struggle with a persistent cough, likely due to her asthma. In this instance, Tophia ignores her request for water. On so many occasions, we've seen Tophia argue with her mother and even her father.
I said it accidentally, and they made me mad.
I'm sick of this.
Well, you two, you say a lot of things, and I
didn't say anything like that, though. And then I'm the one that gets yelled at.
Well, stand up for yourself.
No more.
I don't care. I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say.
Well, you're not gonna say that, or I'll turn your live stream off.
If they go after you, that's their problem.
I'm not gonna deal with that on my
Don't
stream.
deal with it.
Don't say that word.
While Mamachu was live on her page, we could hear Tophia screaming and shouting at her mother. The main reason for the argument isn't clear, but it seems to be about the trolls and somehow involves both of them.
And if they don't stop, I'm gonna find out who they are and send someone to
Okay,
their
guys.
house.
Yeah,
I'm not
just
playing
never mind.
games.
I'm sorry, yes, I said it, but you guys made me mad. But there's no reason for you to go after my daughter for it. She didn't cause me to say it.
But it still doesn't matter. They do
That's
anything.
another thing that I get sick and tired of. After I go live, everybody goes and jumps on my daughter.
I'm guilty by association because you're my mother.
I think Mamachu was trying to defend her daughter on her page, and she said some things to Tophia's critics that Tophia didn't approve of. We heard Tophia say she would find those commenters herself, while Mamachu told her viewers that the things she said were her own decision, not her daughter's. Tophia made an unfair remark, saying, "I'm guilty by association because you're my mother." Honestly, from what I've seen of Mamachu, all she's ever tried to do is defend her daughter. The page Mamachu created is all about supporting Tophia, and she spends all her time making sure viewers don't say anything bad about her. If anything, Mamachu faces a lot of negativity because of her association with Tophia, not the other way around.
What the do you want?
Mom, don't
be calling my phone, retarded bitch.
Mom, don't use that word. Stop using that. You're gonna get me in trouble. Don't use that word ever again.
I forgot about your life.
Mom, you can't be doing that.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Now you need to go tell them sorry.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm really sorry. It's just that people are... I don't know.
Here we see Mamachu cursing at Tophia's viewers for attacking her. Tophia didn't appreciate this and told her mother to apologize to the viewers. Fair enough, though. Tophia made a valid point. If her mother uses those words with her viewers, Tophia will be the one who has to deal with the fallout later.
Mom, you guys gotta stop causing me problems.
I'm sorry.
No, you're not sorry because it adds on to my stress.
Okay.
No, it's not okay.
I'm not trying to stretch you out. I'm trying to defend you.
What?
I don't want to argue, please. I'm not trying to argue with you.
Well, it's too late because now people think we're a scammer.
I don't think Tophia should be going this hard on her mother. Her mother told her she was only doing it to defend her. Tophia also mentioned that people are now seeing them as scammers. But how does cursing out trolls on TikTok translate to being a scammer? Only Tophia can explain that to us.
I swear to God, if you don't let me block these numbers, I'm going to hit you.
You're not blocking them, you're answering them.
I had to answer that. Now there's another one.
They are replaying my
Write
life.
the numbers down. I'm trying. Dummy, I'm trying to see it.
As usual, the home phone was being bombarded with calls from trolls, and Mamachu is of the opinion that they should block all of them. But Tophia disagreed and said she shouldn't. I wonder why. Maybe Tophia thinks some of the calls might be genuine, while most are from spammers. She probably didn't want to miss the few real calls because of the haters. One of the most embarrassing arguments between Mamachu and Tophia is the one involving feeding and Tophia's constant begging.
If I'm enabling her to do that, that's great. Thank you. We have lunch. She just doesn't like what we have for lunch.
This video started with Mamachu responding to questions from our listeners about why Tophia was begging for money to eat online. Mamachu explained that they had lunch, but maybe Tophia didn't like what they had. Mamachu has always been the most honest person in the family. This honesty is something Tophia doesn't like because Mamachu will say things that don't sit well with her.
Thank you.
Mom, can you not?
We have lunch.
Don't do that. Please don't do that. I don't like that.
Well,
tell them the truth because I'm not gonna
offer you hamburgers for lunch.
You don't want to for our dinner. You don't get
we have those. I told you we have a lot of patties.
We can't eat those for dinner though. I mean for lunch.
No, you can. Well, why am I eating them for lunch?
You can. You all can't eat them for lunch. We don't have.
Never mind.
I really wish you would stop doing that.
I really wish you would stop lying.
Mamachu said they had hamburgers for lunch when Tophia protested, asking why she was snitching on her online to her fans. Mamachu didn't care about how Tophia felt because she wished her daughter would stop lying to people for sympathy and, at times, monetary gain.
You're not even helping me, you're just making it worse. And then
I'm making it worse. Well, you was.
No, I'm not lying. Okay, and I really wish you would stop causing me problems.
What you say?
Well, go ahead.
I'll ignore you. I'm bad, guys.
I don't give a I'm sick and tired of you having these people treat me horribly.
What pissed Mamachu off the most here was that Tophia was making it seem like Mamachu was making things up and lying about their feeding situation. Mamachu stood her ground, saying she wasn't making anything up, and it was actually Tophia who was lying. Tophia claimed she was tired of her mother making people treat her horribly, but this isn't true. Mamachu has always stood by Tophia. But if Tophia goes online and lies, claiming they had nothing to eat, it makes Mamachu and her husband look bad. It would make it seem like they're all hungry and unable to survive without donations from people online. Unfortunately, Tophia only cares about herself.
I don't allow them to treat you horribly. I will stand up for you.
It. You would have fucking told them we had lunch at the beginning.
Oh, really? We do.
We didn't buy those hamburgers for intentions of eating it for lunch. And
yeah,
you know
we
that.
did. I have hamburgers for lunch.
I buy hamburgers. I buy pizza.
Go ahead.
Said this for lunch.
Tophia initially claimed that they didn't have anything for lunch and accused Mamachu of making things up. Now she's admitted that the hamburgers weren't bought for lunch, but Mamachu insisted they were. Tophia isn't content with what they have. It's fine to request gifts while on TikTok Live, but she didn't need to go so low by lying that they had nothing for lunch.
I'm sick and tired of you. Now I'm gonna get treated horribly. And they're gonna go make videos about me. Because you didn't do anything.
You shouldn't have said anything in the first
place. Because I have a
place.
right to. I'm old enough to say whatever the I want.
It's okay, guys. Okay.
Tophia has mastered the art of emotional manipulation. She cries at any opportunity to make a point, and whenever she does, her mother always ends up feeling sorry for her. But this time her mother didn't want to back down easily.
It's just that it pisses us off that everybody's in our business. They have no business to be in my business.
You should have never responded to them like that. You make it worse for me because you want to make yourself better. And
I wasn't trying to make myself better.
No, now you're gonna have fucking people making videos about this because you want to explain yourself.
I just did explain myself.
No, you made me look horrible.
You made your own self look horrible.
You don't even know what I have to go through.
I know what you go through.
No, you don't.
Oh, no, I don't. I see it. I go through the same.
You just made it 10 times worse.
I go through this.
Tophia is fine with her parents looking bad for not having food at home for her and her brother, and even though both of them are old enough to work and provide for themselves. But Tophia isn't happy if her mother steps in to clarify the falsehoods and set the record straight. Tophia also said her mother doesn't understand what she goes through when her mother faces all the negativity because of her daughter's activities and lies online. Tophia lacks accountability and doesn't realize that she's the one who started the whole thing.
My daughter was not lying, okay? She would love to have other things for lunch that we can't have. People can order DoorDash any damn well time they please. And then they'll go on the live streams and ask people for DoorDash and they get it. But when we ask, it's like, oh no, you're just scamming people. That's what she's talking about. She's not talking about the food we have or anything else.
We eat that food, we don't have anything for dinner. We can't buy stuff for lunches. We can only buy for our dinners. We eat that we don't have.
And sometimes, yeah, we can afford to buy stuff for lunches. But I make whatever's in there for lunch. I do.
She can eat lunch because she can't. We all can't eat lunch. There's not enough for lunch.
Don't continue.
I am going to continue. Because you eat that, then you don't have dinner.
Okay, well, you know what? I won't defend you then.
Well, then don't.
Eventually, Mamachu gave in to Tophia's pressure. Mamachu made it clear that even though they have little, Tophia isn't satisfied and always wants more. She also explained that the reason she opposes her daughter asking for things online is that most people won't see it as help, but will think Tophia is trying to scam them. Mamachu doesn't believe it's good to let people into their personal matters, like whether or not they had lunch. She felt that such details should remain private. Tophia doesn't understand this. She feels that as long as there are people online who can pay for what she needs, why should she settle for the little her mother provides?
I'm not gonna have you come
That's
out
what I was doing.
No, you wasn't.
I just
You're
did.
making it worse. The point wasn't about having lunches or not. You're telling them that I'm not grateful for the food that I have. Now you're being stupid.
She's not lying. My daughter's not lying.
It wasn't because I was ungrateful for the food that I have. It's the fact that when we buy stuff, it's for dinner. We can't afford lunches.
Oh, really?
We eat
She's
it
not
and then we don't
abusive,
have
thank
it.
you. We get into fights. Every mother and daughter does, thank you. Once in a while. It's not all the time.
I don't respect you because people want me for you to treat me horrible, like they treat me. And I have a right to advocate for myself. If I don't like what she's saying about me, and I don't like how it makes me feel, I'm going to say something. I have a right.
Yep.
If Tophia told her viewers that she didn't have lunch, then the focus shifts to whether or not they had lunch. Tophia is being too harsh with her mother. She even went as far as calling her mother stupid. Tophia also said that she doesn't respect her mother because she believes her mother sides with her critics to make her look bad. Tophia is truly ungrateful because most of the time, her mother has had her back.
I'm not going to sit here and let anybody treat me like that. I don't care who you are. Family or not. If I don't like something, I'm going to say it.
And no, she don't have to shut up. It's my live stream. Oh, really? Oh, she's so out of control. Every day, damn day. You're here. You live here. You're not my brother, uncle, cousin, mother, father. Yep, my daughter's a... And I'm proud of it. Very proud of it.
People just don't like the fact that there's someone that sticks up for themselves. I don't take shit from anybody. I'm not going to let anybody tell me who I am or what I need to do. I know what I need to do. It's none of anyone's business.
No, thank you.
Even while Tophia was bashing her mother and calling her one of her opponents, Mamachu was still reading the comments of critics and defending her daughter. At this point, Mamachu was tired of arguing with her daughter and was just doing her own thing. Mothers, most of the time, are the only ones who can love their children unconditionally. Despite Tophia frequently starting arguments with Mamachu and sometimes treating her poorly, Mamachu remains her biggest supporter and is always the first to defend her. Earlier in this video, if you recall, we heard Mamachu criticizing Papachu for not defending their daughter when trolls were making fun of Tophia for smelling. That's how protective Mamachu is of Tophia, despite their occasional fights. On Mamachu's station head page, she didn't take it easy on her daughter's critics. She made sure to let them know that her daughter should not be treated wrongly for the way she looks or expresses herself.
I just know that Tophia's theme song. It's a song about roaches.
Mamachu sounded annoyed that their daughter's theme song is about cockroaches. She seemed unimpressed by the song, and her tone made that clear to listeners. As she shared her thoughts, comments flooded in, many from haters. Mamachu singled out the ones that upset her the most and addressed them in defense of Tophia.
I don't need to get a job. I do very good well for myself. I don't ask you guys anything, do I?
How dare they tell you to get a job? What is wrong with people?
Someone commented that Mamachu should get a job and stop spending time on the platform, suggesting she do something more productive with her life. This upset her and prompted a response. She said she doesn't need a job for herself. Does that mean she doesn't have a job? Well, she's too old and unwell to keep up in today's competitive capitalist society. Besides, who would hire her? And what value could she provide? Papachu and Tophia will take care of her financial needs. We could also hear Tophia in the background backing her mother up.
Talk about getting a job. You guys were in my life all last night. All last night saying stuff. Nobody went to bed to go to work. What job do you have?
Oh yeah, your mom.
And no, Tophia doesn't have to shut up.
Your station head is open all day, so now we know they've been in there since yesterday.
Mamachu responded to that claim, saying they had been online with her all night and didn't sleep to work. She has a point. However, The truth is that live streaming platforms like that have their own system in place. If someone is on a live video, even if after 12 hours and the number of viewers is still around 500, it doesn't mean the same 500 viewers stayed for the entire session. Most will leave after a while, and new viewers will join.
Oh, you have a real job. Liar.
That's why they were in there.
You're all day stalking my daughter. How can you have a real job?
That's crazy.
Yeah, maybe she's fat, but she likes it. And I like her too. What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that.
One thing to note here is that Mamachu opened this account with the intention of defending her daughter. But when she first started the account, which is a different platform from TikTok, how did she know the audience she was attracting here was the same as the one her daughter had on TikTok? My guess is that most of Mamachu's audience probably knew about Tophia from this platform and her mother's consistent ranting. Many of them learned about Tophia through her mother. Just for fun, they played along, throwing shade at her and her daughter to get a reaction. Online trolls thrive on this kind of attention. Amid the argument between Mamachu and her viewers, one commenter called Tophia fat. Mamachu responded by saying she loved her daughter just the way she was, and that Tophia is fine with her body as it is. After the live, there was a lot of talk about how Mamachu and her daughter responded to the critics. With this, Mamachu decided to address the issue the next day on live.
So, nothing happened on my daughter's live last night. Everything just got twisted, so I'll be live later maybe. So, that's all I wanted to say. I can't go live right now.
Mom,
Bye.
don't bring anything up that has to do with me. Please, I'll do it myself.
I'm not sure what she and her daughter expected people's reaction to be after the last live video and the commotion that followed. Trolls and critics went after them, and now even Mamachu is getting attacked as well. All Mamachu is trying to do is stop them from going after her daughter. Tophia told her mother to let it go and not mention her name on the platform because of the backlash. She reassured Mamachu that she would handle it later herself. Since then, all has been going well until an anonymous sender sent a pizza to their address, and Mamachu is ready to find the source.
Who sent the pizza? Did you send the pizza?
What pizza?
No, you said, did you like the pizza? And I thought maybe it was you that sent it. Oh, okay.
Apparently, Tophia mentioned on live that she liked a particular pizza, and for some mysterious reason, the pizza was delivered to them. Mamachu asked if she was the one who ordered it, but Tophia denied it. This left Mamachu curious about who had sent it.
No, somebody else said they did too. If I find out that you guys are the ones that are sending stuff, I will no longer have anything to do with you because I've asked that you guys stop and nobody stops.
Mamachu said, I told you guys to stop, and nobody stops. Does this mean this isn't the first time they've had pizza delivered to them? Also, how is it possible that their viewers have their addresses? They might have been careless and mentioned it at some point. Anything is possible when it comes to these characters. But then, if I were Mamachu, I wouldn't mind having pizza delivered to me.
So don't say it was you if it wasn't. No, you didn't say you was, but somebody else did a minute ago. And then I don't know what happened. Somebody else told me who keeps sending the pizza, but I don't know if it's true or not because I don't have proof. No, we didn't. They're real funny. They send pizza that's unpaid for.
Maybe it wasn't a good thing that the pizza was sent to them. The pizza wasn't paid for and was sent to their address. That's a bit cruel. It's beyond funny. I can understand Mamachu's frustration in this situation.
And these poor pizza guys have to take it back. We don't have money for pizza. They don't realize how sick they are. They're sending unpaid pizza, and it has to go back, and then it goes to the trash. They think they're being all funny and cute. You know.
That's the weird thing about being online with toxic trolls trying to target someone. This definitely isn't the first time it's happened. From the looks of the comments coming in, most of our viewers don't find it funny either. But one of them is responsible for sending those pizzas, and I don't think they'll stop anytime soon. They enjoy seeing Mamachu and her daughter frustrated and in their emotions.
I cannot get the pizza. I don't have money. Again, are you not listening? How am I going to pay for something I can't pay for? And no, I'm not going to get the pizza. They shouldn't have sent it.
You know, those people are so broke that they send pizza that's not paid for because they can't afford it.
Tip him what? What money do we have?
Your ass should have tipped the pizza driver if you're going to waste his gas.
I'm not telling my daughter to shut up.
For some reason, or maybe because of how annoying Tophia can be, Mamachu's audience doesn't like her. While they were sending in their sympathy over the pizza delivered to Tophia, she decided to share her thoughts on the situation. Almost immediately, they started commenting negatively toward Tophia. It was clear that most of the audience didn't want to hear Tophia's voice and told Mamachu to make her daughter shut up.
They get paid to work. They don't get paid for the gas that they waste on their fucking...
But you guys are not getting it. Nobody should be sending anybody to bring anything to my door. That's very sad. Somebody come to my door. He could be making money going somewhere else. And he's over here sending stuff to my door that we ain't gonna accept. That's stupid. I'm not gonna tell her to stop talking on my live. It's my live stream.
Don't choke on the dick. None of that side. Don't Lizzie Gobbler that up.
Oh, but a lot of people are not ladylike in here. So, I don't know what you're talking about.
No matter how much pressure Mamachu faced to silence Tophia, she didn't and continued to defend her daughter. What about Tophia's brother? We haven't seen much of him since the video started. Well, there isn't much about him online. Unlike Tophia, Papachu, and Mamachu, who have social media accounts to connect with viewers, her brother is a working professional with no time for online drama. On rare occasions, he has come online to defend his sister or mother, making it known that they have support at home.
We all have guns. And let me tell you, this is a generation where we don't use our hands anymore. We go straight to a weapon. So if you want to continue talking...
Here we hear him making threats to Tophia's critics, saying that they're all in America where guns are allowed. He's trying to scare those making fun of his sister into stopping. But online trolls will only intensify their attacks when they see that you're being triggered and making such threats.
Your shit running your mouth, everybody. Go ahead. Don't think I'm going to find out where you live. Don't think I'm not going to find out shit. Like I said, I mastered in computer technology for 3 years.
He's bragging about being a computer expert and claiming he can find the addresses of those making fun of his sister. If only it were that easy. I think he's taking it too far. This is how people get themselves into trouble. If anything were to happen to any of those trolls, even if it had nothing to do with him, he'd be the first suspect the police would focus on.
If I want your IP address, I can find it just like that. If I want to do it to you, I can do it just like that. Don't think I can't. So y'all want to keep running your mouth, keep running it.
Oh, brother, this guy...
Tophia was enjoying the moment, relishing the threats her brother was making. On another occasion, his girlfriend Nicole triggered Tophia's brother, Donald Slidell Jr., causing him to have a serious outburst online.
Nicole, I know you're watching this, and if you're watching this, stop calling my phone and crying to me about my mom talking. If you have something to talk about it with her, talk about it with her. Stop calling my phone and crying about it to me. I've stopped calling you, you keep calling me from an unknown number, and you keep hitting me up. If you're tired of it, just talk to her about it. Find a way to message her, don't be messaging me about it.
It seems that Nicole has issues with Mamachu, and whenever there's a problem, Nicole calls Donald to rant. Nicole's calls to Donald were not intended to frustrate him. His girlfriend had some serious issues she was dealing with. Donald probably got fed up with the calls and decided to join his mother's live to warn her. But why would he use a live video to warn her about something like that? Why not handle it privately? Still, he seems like he's the only one in the family who might be somewhat normal. But how can you be normal when you're surrounded by such abnormal parents and a sister?
I know Andy's in here and she's watching. Like I said, I left you alone, so leave me alone. Figure out a way to message her and deal with your problems.
From what I gathered, Mamachu said a lot of hurtful things to Nicole. But since Donald seemed like the go-to person who might be able to talk to his mother, she kept calling and disturbing him about the things Mamachu had said to her. Donald made it clear that he had no issue with Nicole and that her problem was with his mother. He told her she should have contacted Mamachu directly to resolve the issue, not him.
I'm sorry you're hurt. I'm sorry you're pissed off about the way things are going and the way you're getting treated and how people are talking shit on you and you're pissed off about it and you're hurt about it.
Maybe Nicole said something wrong to Mamachu, and Mamachu reacted. This might have led Mamachu's supporters to repeatedly attack her with hurtful or even threatening words. Donald tried to help her see why she should let it go. He understood her frustration but urged her to stay calm.
The reason why you ended your life last night. I'm making excuses why you ended your life. So if you got a problem with it, deal with it with my mom and sit her. Be an adult about it instead of coming to me because I truly just don't care.
It seems Nicole also had a live video where she responded to the issues she's having with her boyfriend's mother. What many don't realize is that bringing personal matters online won't make anything better. It'll only make things worse. The listeners have no first-hand knowledge of what actually happened, only what is told to them. They will give stupid advice and enjoy the drama that follows. Such matters should have been handled privately. This must be what pushed Donald to go online, as both the mother and girlfriend put the issue out on the internet.
Just chatting back and forth. She's trying to put the blame on me. I'm stupid. Tophia doesn't even talk about her. All Tophia ever did was try to get you to see what she was doing, and you said you didn't want to hear it.
I can show you the videos of the...
Now she's about the necklace.
I don't know, the stuff she bought for you. I don't understand why she's so pissed off and upset. I don't understand what got into her. Like I said, I've left her alone. She's the one who keeps calling my phone, blowing it up with an unknown number, doesn't want to admit it's her. And on top of that, she's the one who keeps calling me, crying to me about, oh, tell your mom to stop doing this, tell Tophia to stop doing this, tell Tophia to stop talking about me, tell your mom to stop talking about me. I'm like, it's not my issue. Like, handle it, stop crying about it. Grow up and be an adult.
I think what happened was, with everybody that bullied her from my life, she's trying to say, oh, I'm sorry. You know,
no, she's
in deep water. I didn't put her there. She brought herself there.
While he was on live ranting about how his girlfriend should stop blowing up his phone with calls to complain about his mother, Nicole took the advice and decided to message his mother. We hear Mamachu claiming that Nicole is trying to place all of the blame on her and Tophia. And yes, one of the major reasons why Nicole is pissed off is because of the attack she's getting from Mamachu's fans and Tophia's fans. Even though Donald Jr. seems like the most normal member of the family, he's still a bit of a character. He doesn't have much of an online presence outside of his appearances in his family's streams, but his ex-girlfriend Nicole has shared her experiences with the family on her own TikTok live streams, even broadcasting their fights. This is probably why Mamachu and Tophia have issues with her.
Showers, I don't know. Their house smells like piss and because of Hershey. Tophia smells like BO and,
So Nicole must have visited their house and confirmed that the smell conspiracy isn't a conspiracy at all, but a reality. She claimed that the house smelled like piss. This alone is probably enough for Mamachu to dislike her. With that, we've seen Mamachu and Tophia on live video criticizing the relationship Nicole has with Donald.
They're not kids, they're grown adults that should grow the up, but yet they won't. If they grew up, then they would know. They act childish.
Here, Tophia went hard on their relationship, calling it childish. She sees the way her younger brother and his girlfriend handled things as immature. She didn't hold back in expressing her dismay. But some might ask, has Tophia ever had a successful relationship in the past to know what maturity in a relationship really looks like?
They want to act childish because they never want to grow. They want an excuse to do things by saying, "Oh, we're minors." That should excuse us from doing things.
My son's an user. No, my son's not an user.
Tophia also claimed that the two always said they were minors and used that as an excuse to misbehave and cause problems. However, this might not be entirely true, as I doubt they would consider themselves minors, let alone act like one.
He may have hit Angie like he said he did, but he said she hit him too.
I don't want to have it. Don't discuss that.
She hit him too, she said.
Don't discuss anything that has to do with that.
Mamachu claimed that the two are in a physically abusive relationship, and for some reason, she didn't realize that what she was saying could be incriminating to her son. It doesn't matter if Nicole retaliated. If her son was the first aggressor, things might not go well for him if the matter is taken up. But it seems Tophia recognized the problem with what her mother said.
That has nothing to do with you. If someone's a loser, then why would they go back to them? I'm sick of this hearing of this abuse shit.
Yep, exactly.
It seems the problem Tophia has with the comment from her mother isn't about the law. Instead, it's about why Nicole would return to him after being mistreated. She was tired of the constant complaints from both sides, and most likely hoped that the whole relationship would end. Luckily, her wishes came to pass.
No, dude. You still have my shit upstairs too.
Why you truck?
Why did you throw my shit away? Where's my blanket? Why are you throwing my shit away? No. Dude, you have my shit. Where's my shit? Go ahead. I have messages. You told me to come over here. You have all my shit, dude. Didn't even give me all her food's up there, my blanket's up there for the dog. Everything's up there. He doesn't want to bring it.
This was the end for Donald and his girlfriend. He asked her to come pack her things. Instead of handling it privately, she went live and made a big deal out of her remaining belongings in his house. It seemed like she was just seeking sympathy from her viewers.
Get the away from me, dude.
Alright.
I'm gonna go look for my because you want to be a stupid ass little bitch.
No, you want to be a whole day and act like a piece
I'm trying to find a ride over here all day.
That's not my issue. You want to be a all day?
I wanted to be a all day? You had me blocked all day. You told me to come for my dog and that's what I did.
Because you were being an asshole. And when I kept asking you about your dog, that you're going to come get it, you kept saying, who's this? Who's this? Playing sarcastic bullshit that I don't have time for.
Okay, and? I know, you don't even care, so why the f are you following me? You're about to be out on the street, go get your Dude, go get your and leave me alone. Oh, it me funny when you're doing all this. I guarantee he might be there. Either that or he went to my parents' house.
Later that day, after she left him, she claimed that he had a knife and intended to use it on his neighbor. I'm pretty sure if she had the chance to capture her ex with a knife in hand, she would have done so instead of just saying it. To this day, there have been no reports of any attack from Donald toward his neighbor. All she was doing was trying to paint Donald as a dangerous man, making it seem like she was lucky to be leaving his place. After the whole episode and the finalization of their breakup, Donald came to his mother's space to share his side of the story.
So guys, I know everybody wants to hear me, so they want to hear the truth. And so I try to stay off of social media. I don't involve myself in anything that goes on in my sister's life or my mom's life. I don't do any of that. I don't do social media. I'm not trying to be a big social media star. But my mom had woke me up to Nicole apparently throwing shade and lies on the family, which I'm going to share the actual truth because I've known her for 7 years. We've known each other since high school and everything.
Rightly so. Donald is the only one in the family who doesn't have an affinity for social media. It turned out that his girlfriend started saying things, like how their house smelled like piss, and throwing other shades at his family. This was why he decided to use the opportunity to make some clarifications. He felt he knew her better, considering he and Nicole had known each other for more than 7 years.
Honestly, there's something wrong with her because she honestly, let me put it this way. She's mad at my sister because my sister talks on her. And I'm not going to lie, my sister does on her. So she's trying to find a way to get back at the family.
If Tophia was the one who provoked Nicole to respond online, I think it's fair enough. Tophia shouldn't have assumed that Nicole would remain silent while she made a lot of bad accusations against her. I think this was where Donald could have diffused the situation. If he had tried to caution Tophia to stop criticizing Nicole online, maybe things wouldn't have gone this bad. But from what we've seen so far, Donald seems to want to take the stand that he doesn't want to interfere with the issues Nicole has with his sister and his mother. This made matters worse, and Nicole had to throw shade at the family to get back at Tophia. At this point, he's forced to interface.
And that's the only reason why she's doing the shit she's doing. I've known her for 7 years. She's dating a 40-year-old out of Utah. She's dating a 40-year-old out of Utah, and she's like 27.
Wait, but if Nicole and Donald were dating, who was the 40-year-old man she was also seeing? Did he know she was with someone else and still stayed with her? If that's the case, it doesn't make matters any better for Donald. It would make him seem weak as a man. Additionally, he was trying to use the fact that the man was 40 years old to shame Nicole. If Nicole is 27, I think she's old enough to make her own decisions. She's an adult and can date whomever she wants. But it would look bad for Donald if she was dating the man while still with him.
She's dating this guy, and then when we're out in Utah, Billy was talking to another guy in Colorado, saying, "Oh, well, I can't do long distance. I'm thinking about moving with this guy to Colorado."
From the looks of it, Nicole told him all of this in confidence. But were they dating during this period? Donald claimed that she left the 40-year-old man and moved on with another man because she wasn't happy with the long-distance relationship she had with the older man. It made it seem like Nicole was jumping from one man to another depending on how she felt without regard.
She literally asked me to pick her up from work today. She literally asked me in Flagstaff, Arizona, that she wanted me to support her and take care of her and all this shit for her. I have the messages.
But this doesn't make Donald look any better. It's starting to look like he was dating her while she was jumping from one man to another. He even claimed that she asked him to take care of her. It seems like he didn't object to it, and now he's only saying all of this because they're having issues.
And she wants to sit here on live. She wants to sit here on her live and post screenshots of shit I said. So if you guys want the honest truth, try the honest truth. The day that I threw her to the ground, we were fighting. We got into a huge argument. We were fighting. She was acting like a complete idiot. I've never gotten so angry in my life, but she kept talking shit and pissed me off. So yes, I yanked her by the shirt, and yes, I did pull her down to the ground, and then that's when she started crying. And that's when she got upset that day.
One thing most men should understand is that women can be very emotional and might say a lot of hurtful things when they're in that state. If a man lays a hand on her while she's ranting and insulting, even if she's at fault or says things she shouldn't have, the whole world will see him as the villain. The best thing to do in this situation is to leave the vicinity, or at least keep his hands to yourself and not touch the lady. At this point, I don't think anything he says will make people see him as the victim. He claims that all he did was yank her by the shirt and throw her on the ground, and she started crying. He's trying to suggest that he didn't do enough to warrant Nicole's reaction.
And yes, I've gotten pissed off to the point where I told her, I'm going to throw her shit in the trash, or I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do that. See? I don't lie about the shit. I don't lie about anything. I'm honest and tell the truth. She won't tell you the truth. She won't tell you the truth. She tries to make up lies.
It doesn't matter whether you're telling the truth or not. The whole situation won't work out in your favor as long as you've laid your hands on her.
The same thing I told the officers the day they came over, the day that I was going to file the restraining order. I told them the same thing, that yes, I did throw her to the ground. Yes, I was controlling at some point, physically, but she was controlling too, and she did as well. I don't hold back on this. This is why I don't come on live. She makes me seem like I'm the only bad guy in the situation. I don't hold back and I don't lie. I'm not a liar. I'll admit to stuff.
The police were involved at some point, and it was Donald who filed the restraining order against his girlfriend. He claimed he was honest with the police and believed that both of them should be as far away from each other as possible. His main defense is that he doesn't lie and is an honest person, regardless of what he may have done or how the situation might appear.
So here's the deal. She wanted me to do all this stuff for her. She wanted me to be there for her and stuff. Her family is upset with her. Her family out here in Albuquerque is upset because of the shit she's doing. She acts like an immature little child. And I have to hear from her whole family.
If what he says about her family is true, then it's not a good look for Nicole. But who knows, Mr. Truth might throw in a lie or two in there to make the story more interesting. However, we can confirm that Donald didn't say anything about why her family is upset with her. He was the one who threw her to the ground after all. Tophia was the one who provoked her to go online and speak badly about their family. But why would her family be upset with her? Because saying that she acts like an immature little child won't cut it. There has to be a tangible reason. If there isn't one, maybe he's reading the room wrong.
She holds herself out to these multiple guys. Multiple guys. It's like she claims she's talking to a guy, and this guy is 40 years old. And she claims I was the abusive one, and then she's the one who wanted to keep me around. The one who's like, oh well, she's like I want to keep you around and only as friends. But yet she doesn't want to admit she has feelings that she doesn't want to admit it because she wouldn't keep me around. Just like tonight, I went dressed up to work. I went dressed up to her job all fancy, and she was, "Who are you talking to?" She's always wondering who I'm talking to, whether I have a girlfriend or not, and she's always trying to see what's on my phone.
Were you dating her knowing that she was seeing multiple guys? That's the big question for Donald to answer. I mean, what kind of relationship were they actually in? It's clear that what existed between them was more than friendship, yet now he's saying that Nicole wanted him around like a close friend. He also claimed that she was always jealous if he had other women around him, and that she frequently checked his phone to confirm her suspicions. That doesn't happen between friends. If she was truly his friend, she would want him to find someone and be happy. Their relationship is crazy and unconventional, but Donald seems like the weak one in it. She had him to herself and was telling him about all the men she was seeing, and he just stayed there without complaining.
Still acting like controlling, like we're in a freaking relationship, trying to always wonder what the hell I'm doing and who the hell I'm talking to. But yet she wants to admit that she doesn't have feelings. Yet she allows me to do all this stuff for her and still won't admit that she has feelings. So I'm coming on here to clear the air. I'm coming on here to clear the air. And this is it, because I don't do this live stuff. I don't go on live. I do this live stuff. This is not my life.
Why should she admit to having feelings for him? He's talking like a woman here. From everything he said, it seems like he's the one acting like the lady in the relationship. He probably thought he made a strong point and made Nicole look bad. But anyone who critically analyzes what he said will see a lot of issues in their relationship dynamic and understand why he came out as the loser or the weak one in the situation. Things began to get worse for Donald when recently he's been accused of having inappropriate exchanges with some minors. With the allegations flying around on the internet, Tophia came online to defend her brother's actions.
You have minors in your phone in your first place. All I have is a whole conversation where you try to make it seem like I got on video call with someone for 1 minute. 1 minute? 1 whole minute? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
She started by defending the previous allegations leveled against her. She had once been caught up in a controversy involving having contact with a minor on a call, and she argued that being on a call with such a person for 1 minute wasn't a big deal. But it's not about the timing. It's about what was said and how she interacted with a minor.
And then I have to see messages of people saying my father did something to me. Like, can you not? If my father really did something to me, why are you literally just continue? If someone's father did that to them, I wouldn't, which he didn't. But if there was a victim, why would I go to the victim and be like, your father did that to you? Your father did that to you. Like, that's so f***ed up.
From the controversy surrounding the call with the minor, Tophia decided to address comments from some of her critics who claimed that her father had done inappropriate things to her. Initially, she stammered. She didn't want to admit that her father didn't do it until she heard herself speak and realized how it might sound to her audience. Her main argument was that she shouldn't be the one being bullied for being abused, especially when it was her father who allegedly did it. In her mind, it seems unfair to be attacked if such an event did happen between her and her father. I think people were calling her out because if something like that truly happened, she shouldn't remain quiet about it and seek help. These are the kinds of experiences that can mentally damage someone and even affect their views and sexual orientation.
That's crazy. But yeah, you guys care so much about predators and stuff that you spread these false rumors. No, you don't know. Like, why is it every time I come on the internet, one of my family members is a predator?
Tophia said something quite damning here. She questioned why, when one of her family members is accused of something, she gets attacked for it. She even asked, "What does that have to do with me?" She was subtly trying to distance herself from the issue. Maybe there's some truth to her brother's allegation, and she's upset that it's being brought to her, even though she later denied it, claiming that it was all a lie and that her brother didn't do anything wrong.
What does that got to do with me? You can't get to me because of something else, so you try to make up something else. Like, if I'm supposed to believe a Reddit. Like, I'm supposed to believe the jobless has-beens in Reddit. Oh, we got proof here, let's provide it. It doesn't make sense. I'm not on Reddit. I don't even have a Reddit account. I already told my mom she didn't need to go read the Reddit. It's not even worth it. I don't go to Reddit. One thing about me is I don't give a about Discord anymore, and I don't give a about Reddit. I don't care what Discord does. Let Discord do what they do, right? The only thing about what I receive on Reddit and the stuff I receive is from other people that send it to my mom. No one sends me anything from Reddit. Like when Reddit posted and deleted they were going to egg my car. I dare you to come, and your car will get egged too. So I'll fight fire with fire, okay? One thing about it is I don't give a what Reddit plans or does.
Tophia fails to realize that no matter how much she distances herself from the controversy surrounding her family, the harder it will be for her. The circumstances surrounding the allegation against her brother and the proof from Reddit that people were sending to Tophia aren't entirely clear at the moment.
Of course, it's nice when people want to warn us and stuff, but I don't need to go to Reddit. What for? Someone's telling me, wake up, they're accusing your brother of being a predator. Wake up, I am awake. I got stuff that I gotta worry about, not some stupid rumor because people think it's funny. Oh, you wanna, now all of a sudden you care about predators, but when a whole predator is on an app, on TikTok, you don't give two. But when it's accusing my family or coming up with some fake rumor, all of a sudden you're interested. It's real because it's me. Like, it has nothing to do with me. And if I was you, I wouldn't be spreading that rumor because that's defamation. And it's really weird how people claim they have something they don't have. Every time, it's always, your family's a predator. Oh, so now you can't accuse me of being a predator because I've defended myself. Now you gotta accuse somebody else. That's crazy.
Her defense up until this point is not completely clear, and at the same time, very personalized. What I mean by this is that Tophia's comments sound like she's defending her family and her brother, but at the same time, she's also hinting that the crime wasn't committed by her, so she doesn't feel the burden of proving herself to the critics.
You always try to find a reason to bring up minors, then you run and say, look, she's always talking about minors all the time, when it's you and you're weird. Why do you guys always have to mention minors all the time? Like, we were literally just, I don't even remember what the original topic was. And here you come.
The reason people say Tophia talks about minors all the time is because of some of the strange online stories she shared about her past. I'll show you some of the weirdest ones in a bit. Tophia turned around and claimed that her critics are the weird ones because they always talk about minors. But they wouldn't be talking about them if she hadn't mentioned them in her videos.
Here you, I talk about minors every day. Well, let's not lie because my live streams are screen recorded. The comments say who started it first. The comments will show what started it first, so let's not lie. Okay? Because I have screen recorded proof. And there are supporters in here who watch you start stuff first. So let's not lie. Okay? That's why my live streams are screen recorded.
Someone commented that she talks about minors all the time, and Tophia angrily denied it, saying it's a lie. She claimed that her videos are always screen recorded and that there's proof the talk about minors comes from the people in the comments section, not her, and she only responds to the comments. One thing I've noticed about Tophia is that she never takes responsibility for the bad things she says. She always blames others, claiming they provoked her into saying such things, insisting that they started it first. So to make this clear to you, let's take a look at some of the videos we were talking about.
My friend used to have a gigantic crush on him because my friend, we were friends from the neighborhood. She lived in a 2-story house with her brother and her mother. And one day we were playing brats and he came over and she acted like she wasn't playing brats. She started getting all like, ooh, like, how do I say it?
Like, you could just tell. And I was like, girl, stay away from this guy. He's bad news, right?
Here's one of the videos where Tophia talks about her childhood friend, how she had a crush on a cute guy back then, and how she told her friend to stay away from him because he was bad news. She took the moral high ground, acting as the protective friend. But the issue here is that her stories are often sexual and revolve around her and her friends when they were teenagers. No one in the comments section told her to share this story. It was something she chose to talk about, and it seemed like she might even enjoy talking about it. Remember, she was once caught with an Asian teen porn tab open on her phone. There's something strange about her fascination with teens.
But this guy, Gabe, was the same Gabe that called me the R word because I was in special ed with a group of guy friends that he was with. Mind you, I knew like literally 3 Gabes, right? Which is crazy. I think his name was Gabe, his brother's name was Isaac, and then he had another brother who had surgery and was getting, like, they were getting $1 million. His family has sued the doctors for a surgery they did that messed up one of the brothers, so they were literally coming into a large lump sum of money. And I remember that he said, we went to the same middle school together, and I was like, no, really? So I looked in the yearbook, sure enough we did, but I think his name was also Gabe. Anyways, this other Gabe literally egged my friend's house, hopped the fence, and my friend's mother came yelling at me and blamed me for it, even though I knew it was Gabe. Because even though he had a hood on, I could tell I guess he was real athletic, but he was kind of like a player. He got with a lot of girls. He flirted with a lot of girls because I guess they found him attractive.
What's peculiar about her storytelling is that she's very particular with names, making sure to mention who she's talking about. She also includes unnecessary details that no one really needs to know. It almost feels like she's setting up a porn scene, describing a guy named Gabe that other girls find attractive. Even if she claims it's a real-life story, why does it always have to be about something sexual?
But anyways, yeah, I could give you a lot of stories about my high school. I just want to talk. My mind is racing. I don't know what to do anyways. So then Gabe called me the R word, which doesn't make him attractive considering the fact that why would you call someone the R word for being in special ed when you were also in the same special ed classes I was in? Getting all these girls prego and being a player because I was glad my friend saw through that, hopefully. I don't know. She said she used to date him back in middle school. I don't know, something. She gave me this whole story, but there was this girl, right? Because in high school, I didn't make friends until senior year. I kind of was isolated. I ate lunch by myself. The only time I ate lunch with people was when I was in student government and we had meetings during lunch.
Did you hear that? She just wants to talk. No one is asking her to share stories about her and her friends' high school sexual encounters. She chooses to talk about it, thinking it's something her viewers would like to hear. Unfortunately, though, it's being used against her now. Now that we've established that she's ranted and shared stories about her teenage years on many occasions, let's get back to the other video we were reacting to.
Now all of a sudden it's like nobody wants my nudes. That's so stupid. When I said it was revenge porn, now they're mad saying nobody wants my nudes. But then, obviously, if you're saying that my nudes were leaked, obviously you was hoping someone wanted them, you weirdo. Why else would you lie that you had my nudes? Now all of a sudden it's nobody wants it.
Want to see her nude? You'd have to be really creepy to actually want that. The issue here is that she's trying to respond to every controversial comment that comes in. But the thing is, not all of those commenters know what they're talking about, and some are just trying to provoke a reaction from Tophia.
My dad did not get with a minor. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Your dad?
Yeah, they said I started it, and so did my dad when he got with a minor.
Oh, he was caught with a minor.
He got with a minor.
Oh, really? He's never even left my apartment.
He's never even left my mom in the 32 years they've been, 32 years actually.
The trolls in the comments might be saying a lot of nonsense to get at her, but her response isn't making things any better. When a commenter talked about her father, she defended him by saying he hadn't left their home in 3 decades of marrying Mamachu. That's a complete lie. There's no way Papachu would have stayed confined in his home for that long without stepping out. This is the same person who is advocating for the government to legalize prostitution and porn for 16-year-old girls. But what led people to accuse Brotherchu of being with a minor? It all started with a leak that was posted on their Discord server. This message revealed how Brotherchu tried to play it smart about lying about his age to a girl he was chatting with. The worst part is that those who leaked the information are close to Brotherchu and their family. The reason for the leak might stem from concern about what Tophia's brother could do if his wrongs weren't exposed. Here's the conversation between Brotherchu and the girl. The girl was cautious about who she was chatting with, So she asked about his age when she noticed the conversation taking a certain direction. He lied and said he was 16, even though we all know he's in his mid or late 20s. Tophia, being someone very charismatic in a weird way, has had some run-ins with a social media personality and TikTok influencer called Aunt Karen. Aunt Karen is somewhat like the Judge Judy of TikTok, but her role is more of a mediator than a judge, helping people in crisis or couples having issues. In the past, Aunt Karen has helped people caught up in gay TikTok drama. On her page, they try to make sense of the drama and reach a reasonable conclusion. Tophia probably saw Aunt Karen as a place to hash out the many controversies she was dealing with, or maybe to gain a few followers and attention along the way. However, every time she went on Aunt Karen's page, Tophia ended up totally disgraced and made fun of for the way she handled matters and her responses to Aunt Karen. On this occasion, it was about the financial issue Tophia was facing and the rent problem with her family.
Yes,
I did save money from the ad that I did. I made sure that I had some money saved, but it was like I didn't know that this was happening till the office called us. Like I did know about the rent, which I had that settled. So that's why I went where I went, because I had that settled.
Because you believe that the COVID crisis money would apply to you.
Yeah, they gave me the creator program for my live stream, and I've been working online and, the creator marketplace, like making ads and getting paid for that.
She made it clear that just like her mom and brother, she didn't know about the rent issue because Papachu didn't mention anything until it was too late. It turns out that she was the one who managed to come up with the funds used to keep things in check during their period of challenges. But how was she able to do this?
I just recently started doing that. And paying it, if that happened was I didn't want to make a GoFundMe, because I knew that people would call me a scammer or all types of stuff. There were several people that encouraged me to make a GoFundMe. They said, ignore the haters, make a GoFundMe, we'll help you push it out there. And I didn't know their income. The office knows that I don't really have like a job to pay like the rent. And recently at his job, he got bullied for things that wasn't of his control, so he quit.
So he quit his job.
Yeah, he quit because he was being bullied at his job.
So
and
when did he quit the job? When did he quit?
This is recently. So
okay.
It turns out she was able to set up a GoFundMe page to gather money for the rent issue, even though there were a lot of haters who attacked her and her family, calling them beggars. Despite her father's irresponsibility in paying the rent, we can see an element of defense from Tophia. Tophia also talked about her brother's job loss due to bullying at work.
So he quit his job. So right now then the only real income is coming from your father's disability.
Yes.
And you guys, not going to happen. Not on social media. So why not go out and get a job so you don't get in this position?
See, if
your mother is not able to work, your brother just quit his job due to bullying, your father is suffering from bipolar disorder that doesn't seem to be very well managed. It doesn't seem that from the videos that I've seen, the videos that I've watched, he's disturbed. He's done a lot of erratic behavior.
With that, the most important question arises. Why didn't Tophia, her dad, her mother, or even she herself go in search of another job to take care of the rent? Let's even say her mother was too old to work. Tophia and her brother are able-bodied individuals who could have tried to find work to provide for their family. How will 4 grown-ups depend on the disability check of one old man? That won't be enough to do anything.
Your hair's a wig. They literally say like the anti-black things. And I've had a lot of like racist white people attack me because I've been speaking out against the racism and stuff. And they don't like that. And when I called them out for their behavior.
When Tophia realized that she was losing ground and gaining sympathy, she pulled the race card to see if that would work. She made sure to tell her viewers that she had been attacked multiple times online by people calling her hair a wig, and that she was hated because she was fighting racism online. From everything I've seen so far on Tophia's content, I don't believe she has done anything to fight racism. Her main purpose online seems to be entertaining her viewers with some of the most absurd acts ever known to man.
They get mad. As far as the slur, the T slur that I said, someone sent me a message and I read it. They called me that, and at the time I didn't know it was a bad word. Lots of trans people came to my defense. The girl that posted that didn't like that they was defending me. So she had the whole account deleted. She deleted the whole. And like I tell people, there's videos out there about me. I'm not going to go to the extent of getting them taken down because that makes me look guilty.
After pulling the race card, she went on to talk about the T-slur she had received in the past, and even claimed that the trans community came to her defense when she was being attacked by trolls. She also mentioned that she has had a lot of restraint and control over herself, not giving in to the urge to bring down video creators who attack her. That's most likely incorrect. The reason is that some of those creators may not have attacked her personally or violated TikTok's terms or conditions, so there's nothing she can do. Additionally, she doesn't have enough influence over her followers to encourage them to report a particular creator, especially since most of her followers are haters and trolls who enjoy making fun of her at every opportunity.
Why would I work so hard to get videos taken down?
If you're utilizing slurs, if you're utilizing racial rhetoric, there's obviously, we can't just say, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. Now there's several people in the box that they say that they have proof, and they say they have proof of things that you have said. Would you be okay with talking to these people?
I don't think so, because what they do is they literally call me a fat bitch.
Well, I can tell you one thing: it's not going to happen. If anybody.
Now, Aunt Karen acknowledged Tophia's situation and was very sorry about it. However, she also pointed out that some people have seen Tophia say something similar, or even worse, to other racial groups in her past videos. Tophia immediately became defensive and tried to make it about herself. She claimed that she's always the victim and is constantly called fat by those kinds of people. Eventually, she was shown proof of her making negative remarks about Mexican people, and she tried to address it.
I'm sorry.
You had the slur in your head and then it slipped?
Yeah, so I said, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that. I apologize. I'm not a hateful person. I don't hate Mexicans. I don't hate people. That's just not how I was raised.
And Mexicans, you separated yourself. You separated yourself by saying, because you made it seem like you're not a part of that, because you claim to be you're Hispanic, right? Okay, yes. So what are you from Puerto Rico? Is your mother Puerto Rican? What?
I don't know where my Hispanic family's from. I wanted to do an ancestry test. I've been having identity crisis because what people tell me online. I have a learning disability. When I tell them about minorities can't be racist, they literally attack me for it and say oh, black people can be racist. And they literally just say it's very hard for me to defend myself, because then they tell me things oh, you don't know Google, because they're always you always say Google is free.
The worst part of it all, Tophia is part Mexican. Talk about self-hate. Tophia's defense of her behavior is that she slipped up and said those hurtful things about Mexicans without really meaning it. She also apologized, claiming that she was not naturally a hurtful or aggressive person. In case you're confused, here's one of the videos showing what she had to say about Mexicans.
They want to continue to say I'm racist towards Mexicans when Mexican is not even a race. And I'm not going to hear it from somebody that writes a long paragraph message trying to tell me how Mexican's a race when we literally have discussion topics
Mexican
and
is
debate
a
topics.
race.
How Mexican is not a race. I don't care what you tell me. You cannot mark
The argument of whether Mexicans are a race or not is something that can be debated. Some people see them as just a group, while others consider them a race. But just because you believe they aren't a race doesn't mean one can't be racist towards them. According to the definition of the word, in the context of Mexicans, If someone says another person is racist toward them, it simply means that person is showing hatred toward Mexicans, nothing more.
Going back to, you're saying you know you're Hispanic, though, but you don't know from where, like, how do you know that then? How do you know you're Black and Hispanic?
My mom told me that we're Hispanic, and my grandma, most of the...
But they speak both Spanish and English.
Gathered from...
Unfortunately, at this point in the live, Tophia's network disconnected, and we were unable to get the full story of her Hispanic connection. When she re-entered the live video, Aunt Karen decided to bring in some viewers to ask some questions.
No, this is a troll here that's wanting to talk to you.
No, I'm not a troll. I have genuine questions. I have genuine questions.
Go ahead.
Okay, Tophia, there's a whole video of you saying everything that you've denied right now. Of you saying the transphobic slurs, of you saying the racial slurs, of you saying...
I'm sorry, I don't want to interrupt you. I never denied the transphobic.
I'm like literally in bed.
Okay, well, okay. Go ahead.
I've never, when people literally ask me about the transphobic slur, I always tell them, yes, there is a video out there. Yes, I did say that, but I did tell people that I was not using, I'm not going to use the word again. Now,
finally, she's not blindly apologizing, but accepting that she has indeed used racist words against Mexican people in the past. She admitted that she was wrong for doing that, but added that she didn't realize it was hurtful to the Hispanic community.
Now that I know it's not a good word, I've never once denied videos. Everything that people keep saying that I'm denying, I've never denied because I said, I can't lie about that.
Well, what about...
She said that she never denied the existence of the video. But earlier in this video, she was defensive when Aunt Karen mentioned the possibility of a video where she was being racist, just like the people she's pointing fingers at for bullying her. Things got worse for Tophia when Aunt Karen asked about the Asian porn controversy she faced a while back. Apparently, Tophia at some point claimed that the video was edited.
What about the Asian corn then? What about the Asian teen corn?
I wanna actually ask about that. So that is not edited because there is a screen recording from your live of that exact screen.
There is the person. Okay, so the person that people are posting in the comments, Space Kitten, posted the unedited photo. Be accountable enough, and the only reason why people are going, like my mom says, a witch hunt, is because I won't get off social media. Because they say social media is not a job. You need to get off social media. Like they harass.
But Tophia, it was a live though. You're saying people edited the photo, but if you're doing a live, and I don't know how people saw your screen. Was it your phone screen? How did people see you look up Asian teen?
Even though Tophia was trying to dance her way out of the conversation about the Asian teen porn issue, Aunt Karen and the other lady weren't ready to let it slide. She wasn't answering the question about the browser tab that was caught with no live video. She was left deflecting and talking about people wanting her off on social media. Unfortunately for Tophia, some viewers came with receipts and showed them to everyone.
I met these
like this
women, some of them literally just have the nerve to talk crap in Spanish, like if nobody's gonna notice, and literally, it's like you're here, literally, able to work. You're lucky the president has not sent you to Mexico, and you're over here complaining and talking crap about non-Mexican people, babies. The government needs to put a law where they need to tie these women's tubes so they don't have kids, because you will never be a good mother. So anybody that wants to post a video saying that I'm racist towards black people and I'm black, that's not racism. I don't consider myself a burnt color.
We can see from Tophia's body language during the video that she was not having a good time watching her playback video. In the video, Tophia spoke as if she wasn't Mexican, even though she had earlier claimed she was. Another video showed Tophia saying that Mexican women can't be good mothers and should be prevented from having children. This doesn't seem like a slip of the tongue. From the look of it, she clearly has some bias against Mexican people, which she has openly expressed in her videos. Towards the end of the clips, Tophia said she doesn't consider herself a burnt color, referring to African Americans. We can see that this triggered a reaction from Aunt Karen, who then went on to ask Tophia about it.
I'm sorry for the bad audio. I'm sorry for the bad. I don't
Okay,
know
so you said you don't consider yourself a burnt color. I guess I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to understand where else that would come from. If you weren't talking about black people, where else would that come from?
I'm talking about myself because I'm black, and like I said, I was reading the comment that said that because so that's where that piece came from, because I reset it on the live and I said, no, why would I call myself that? That's not nice to say to people, but it's not the whole live stream. It's part of the live.
I can understand what you're saying there. We don't have enough to go on whether or not that part you were referring to someone else on that part.
Aunt Karen wanted to know who Tophia was referring to when she said burnt color. Tophia tried to shift the blame to the commenter, suggesting it was their fault she used the phrase. But the question wasn't about the phrase itself, it was about who she was referring to and why she said she couldn't consider herself a burnt color while claiming to be black. Even though the answer wasn't satisfactory, Aunt Karen let it pass and decided to move on to other issues. People actually came prepared for Tophia in this live. The next person that came on live tried to bring more compelling evidence.
Tophia calling someone the art. Okay, I want to see the teen. I want to know about the teen Asian corn. Is that or is that not true? Can you show us that?
So okay, I'm gonna show you this. So this was the day she went live.
Go closer for me. Honey.
Sorry. This is the day she went live. There was someone on Twitter who asked her, "Can you show us a screen recording of your live replay on April 4th?" She said, "No, I was never live on April 4th." And here it is. There it is. And it shows screenshot right here. Screenshot. If it wasn't edited, it would have showed cut cap. It would. That's
no, I didn't.
Hold on. You'll have a moment to.
The evidence presented by this person was compelling, and Tophia couldn't refute any of it. She tried to interrupt to break the person's train of thought, but Aunt Karen told her to wait for her turn to speak. The person presenting the evidence was live the day the incident happened. She had taken screenshots of the live session that day and kept them with her since.
Rebut, go ahead.
Here's another screenshot of the live. Here is the time and date right here. Same day. All right. Here is the original photo. Okay, so Tophia has an old
Scoot a little closer for the photo for me, honey. I need to see what is the photo of.
This is the before the incident happened of the transparent. So Tophia has an old iPhone. She was screen sharing on her iPhone on April 4th. So when she was going to move to another site, her phone transparent, it will show her recent search of these. It shows these. This is a transparent. And someone was able to get a screenshot of this.
At this point, Tophia is completely busted. This person came really prepared for the live video. She explained everything in detail, making it clear enough for anyone with basic knowledge of the internet and mobile phones to understand.
But here's where Tophia lied. She said the person who supposedly made it did it to ruin her. But here's the thing. The person who got it was my friend. And they said, Tophia has never talked to me once in their life. So
I just want to zoom in a little bit. Can you show us where it says Asian teen corn here? Does it say that anywhere?
Right here.
It's cut off. It says teen Asian and it's cut off.
Earlier in the video, Tophia claimed that she didn't visit any X-rated sites for Asian teens and even went further to say that the image was edited by her haters. Now she's no longer sticking to that claim. She admits that the screenshot is real, but insists it only says Asian teens and not Asian teen porn. However, if you're on an X-rated site, any video there is automatically considered porn. So her argument did make sense. It seemed like she just wanted to say something at the time, but what came out didn't help her.
But this is X videos.
But it's an X video. So X video, assuming then that's X, that's not a something we can. That's not PG.
Yeah, this is the porn side. There was also another live. I'm waiting for someone to send me that screenshot, but Tophia accidentally showed her activity. Like, you know, if you go down your home screen and you like swipe down. So on her social screen, it shows all her recent activities, like she was on Among Us for like 15 minutes and stuff like that. On the top corner,
There was a little X video showed her being on it for 23 minutes, but it didn't show what video it was. It just showed her being on X videos.
From Tophia's body language, it's clear that she wasn't comfortable at all and tried to cut the lady short by interrupting. However, the lady didn't stop and continued saying what she wanted to say. It got to a point where Aunt Karen had had enough of Tophia's interruptions and inability to take responsibility. She also muted Tophia so that she could speak uninterrupted.
It's very obvious to me, Tophia. I see the teen corn there. You were looking at Asian teen corn. So for whatever reason you were doing that. Now you're sitting here. You did spend money. Going back and forth, going to Comic-Con. You wasted money going to Comic-Con when you could have put the money towards your moving costs. I don't think anyone should give you money to move. I don't think anybody should do that. And if you do give her money to move, that's on you. That's what I think. I think you're scamming people. Tophia, don't do that. Tophia, don't do that. Tophia, don't do that. Tophia, don't do that. I need you, listen, Tophia, I need you to understand what we're trying to do here. Tophia, come down on you harsh. I'm not trying to come down on you harsh. Unmute your mic so we can talk about this. I want you to understand why this is happening and where this is coming from. What we don't want to happen is people to be sending you money. You have the ability, Tophia. Listen, I'm gonna drop you, Space Kid. I'm gonna drop you here. Tophia, unmute your mic. Unmute your mic. You're muted right now. Unmute your mic.
When Tophia saw that things were going wrong for her, she tried to manipulate the situation emotionally by shedding some crocodile tears. It's quite commendable that Aunt Karen was able to stay composed despite Tophia's behavior. We could also see Mamachu coming into view on Tophia's camera to console her. Not wanting to come off as harsh, Aunt Karen removed the other person from the live video and tried to talk to Tophia alone to calm her down.
This was not my intent, Tophia. This was not my intent. I listen. All right. Hopefully she joins back. I'm gonna just go ahead and end it here. Obviously, this is not my intent to make anybody cry, to make anybody get upset. At the end of the day, what we have here is somebody asking for money to help them move. You went to Comic-Con, you are now in a position where you cannot afford to move. You are now saying that you need other people help when it has been obvious, in my opinion, that you are doing this out of scamming people. For whatever reason, you have the ability to get a full-time job. You have the ability to to help yourself out. Now, whatever happening on a personal side with your family, I'm sorry. There's nothing that I can do about that. But what I don't want to happen is people to send money to somebody who is going to scam them. I will not approve of that here. I will not approve of that anywhere else. I hope that you do get the help that you need. I hope that...
Immediately after the live video with Aunt Karen, Tophia went live on her own personal TikTok account and cried to her viewers, explaining why she was so sad and disappointed.
Everything! Like they literally called me the R slur!
And I'll close my account too. And you won't have access to it. And I'll set up a new one.
While crying her sorry away, we can see Tophia using an eye to cry and the other to see how her fans are reacting to her emotional breakdown in the comments section. We can also hear her mother say something in the background to support her daughter. While she was crying, some trolls called the cops on her. This wasn't the first time police will be called on her. Apparently, the whole world knows where they live.
Oh. Okay. I'm coming. Give me a minute, please. Oh, yes. Hello. Oh, I'm hard of hearing. My daughter might have to come.
Tophia stood up to get the door, but her mother must have told her to leave it to her to check. That was why she came back to sit. and it seems that even while the cop was there, the phone was still buzzing.
Everything's fine. Did somebody call you?
Yeah, ma'am.
They're always calling. I don't know why they keep calling.
Well, just
She has a live stream and there's a bunch of bullies and they keep threatening to call you guys. I'm on my computer, she's on hers. I don't know what's going on.
No, that's not
But
fair.
you can talk to her because I'm sorry.
Okay, well, thank you. Are you Tophia?
We're okay. We're just we're getting evicted, so we're having problems with that. And these people are threatening to push more to get us evicted. And she was upset. That's about it. But there's nothing going on. I don't know. I'm tired of them calling you guys. And then we tried to get that settled a long time ago. And the police department, nothing.
Luckily, Mamachu was able to explain the situation to the officer, who understood and sympathized with them. The officer left, realizing nothing was wrong. Tophia confirmed that someone had called the cops out of concern, thinking she might harm herself after the embarrassing display on Aunt Karen's live video.
Someone reported that I wanted to harm myself, and they just wanted to make a check to make sure I was all right.
There were other discussions where the police were called on her while Tophia was on live video.
Tophia gets paid all right.
No, have a great night. I gotta go. I don't have time for suicide.
It's not you. It's a female who's calling for help. Okay.
Who called for help?
No one called for help.
Is there Marie or a?
Marie and Tophia didn't call for help.
No, I didn't call anyone.
Huh?
Are they both here right now?
They're right there.
Can we speak to them individually?
Yeah, what's going on?
So someone calling us, they have a gun in their pocket. They said that they live.
This time, it was her father that talked to the police, and we all know Papachu hates the cops. His reactions were not calm when he discovered a cop in front of his door.
Someone with a gun trying to kill themselves in this apartment.
No one's calling.
They call you to this address?
So the suicide
Did you fill out of
that they called.
Well, it's a false call.
Okay.
prank call?
Yeah, they're trying to get us squatted.
Calling and
That's the
sending
reason
people
why.
to our door, pizza.
Nothing's going on, and I have to go.
Okay.
Have a great night. Okay. Okay.
It must have been someone from the live who did it. They called the cops and told them that someone in the apartment had a gun and was trying to harm themselves. It's the same pattern as last time, which might suggest it's the same person making the calls. Instead of taking the last live stream with Aunt Karen as a loss, Tophia, at another time, went to Aunt Karen's page to voice her new concerns. Aunt Karen also expressed this concern during this particular live stream to Tophia.
Okay, so let me clear a few things up. First and foremost, I do not feel like I bullied you at all by saying you should not have spent your money on Comic-Con and you guys knew you guys were being evicted. If you feel that way, I don't know why you reached out to me the second time to come on this live and do this. So I want to make sure that's clear.
On this particular live stream, which is one of the many she has done with Aunt Karen, Tophia went live to report a man who was sending people to her address.
And they were sending people to my old address, my apartment. They were sending people, they were sending DoorDash, and they would call DoorDash and be like, oh, I didn't receive my item to get a refund. Recently, someone sent me a dress from Amazon in a small because they have been fat phobic towards me. On Station Head, because Station Head is unfiltered, they have said like, and they have said a whole bunch of just like disgusting stuff towards me and towards other people. This Isaac person who is the head of that Discord.
After making all the allegations against this unknown man named Isaac, Aunt Karen, just to be fair, decided she wanted to hear the other side of the story. She requested that if the person was on live video, he should come forward and share his side to defend himself.
Isaac.
Is Isaac in the live right now? Isaac, do you want to come up here and defend yourself here and talk about these claims? Is Isaac? I'm assuming Isaac is white. Is he white?
Yeah, he's the one who's been sending people to my house. That live stream that I went live with Leslie, he barked at me like I was a dog. He kept barking at me and was like, so that's why I got mad. And I had, because he was defending Leslie, who was a child on TikTok. She got exposed for sending to minors. She also was racist towards Black people. And when people called, because they had a whole live stream on Leslie's live, they used her live stream, she was still frozen, to attack me, to bully me, to lie on my, like they were telling her a bunch of stuff that wasn't true.
This is hypocritical. But why do I say this? The Leslie lady Tophia is talking about was accused of being a pedophile, but Tophia, her brother, and her father have also been accused of the same thing numerous times in the past. One of Tophia's defenses against these allegations is that people hate her, which is why they always associate bad news with her. It's unfortunate that she's doing the same thing to Leslie now, claiming that Leslie is all sorts of things. Almost everything she listed are similar allegations that have been leveled on Tophia in the past.
So they message people who I guess are on dating apps that need a place, and they're telling them that I'm going to give them, you know, and
do you have any proof? Do you have any proof that anyone has done this? Any proof that you can provide us? You can send it to my Instagram, and I can show the proof as well. Any proof that any of these people that you're talking about, or anyone that you know that set a fake dating site up and basically sending men to your home, which is extremely unsafe and is not a joke for anybody to do.
Tophia continued talking about how the man she was accused of using dating apps to send men over to her house. She claimed these men were homeless and would come to her house hoping to stay there. Aunt Karen understood the situation, but there's one thing about her. She always asks for proof. In the end, it's just words, and words can be deceptive, but proof is undeniable.
All right, I'm going to show you guys this screenshot here. This is the screenshot she sent. She was showing from the Discord, as you can see here. Yolanda's Revenge writes, Tophia, are you ready to effing die? And that is allegedly, Tophia is alleging that is Isaac, who is in the Discord. And you're saying Isaac is the one who runs the Discord, correct?
Yeah, that's Yolanda. Isaac. He goes by Yolanda. Gotcha. I don't know why he goes by Yolanda, but he goes by Yolanda. Yeah. I got a photo of Isaac, so let me find that for you. It's kind of hard to see.
Okay.
He looks like, but yeah.
Now, this is what somebody did on a dating site. As you can see, they put her address, and they did this at 12:25 a.m. is when that message was delivered. The first message was sent out at 11:12 p.m. with them asking, hey, are you up for some, and the man responded with yes. The person then says, can you come now? They then give her address, her apartment building, and says, my throat is waiting for you. Guys, this isn't a game. This is dangerous. I understand you may not like somebody and you think it's funny to troll someone. This is not trolling. This is dangerous.
In there. Let me see if I can find it, because I think I sent it to someone where Nova said,
is this Isaac?
Yeah, the one with the afro looking hairstyle. That's Isaac.
Okay.
Tophia is showing all the proof she has about the attacks she received from the Isaac guy who threatened her and sent men to her door. We saw the message sent on Discord and the chat exchange on the dating site between the alleged aggressor, Isaac, and a stranger, where instead of hosting the stranger, he left Tophia's address in the chat. This isn't a joke, and no one should ever do such a thing to anyone, no matter how much they dislike them. So while this was going on, Aunt Karen decided to bring on some people to talk about the issues on ground.
All right, so what do you know? Tell us what you know.
So I came here because Tophia, for one, is always talking about me. Always. And
you sent me an email I'm going to send to Aunt Karen calling me a fat bitch, and you also faked your death and blamed me for it.
It turns out the person who came up is someone Tophia knew. This is Leslie, who is accused of being a pedophile. Leslie claimed that Tophia always talked about her, and Tophia became defensive immediately. Could it be true that Leslie faked her death and blamed Tophia for it?
Got stolen.
Okay, I'm going to mute you and I'm going to let Flying Kitten, I want you to answer and respond to that. Did you fake your death at any point and blame Tophia for it?
First of all, no, I did not fake my death. I was actually literally like attempting, because she kept telling people I was a pedophile. And oh, she's friends with minors, da da da. First of all, I see these minors as like my little siblings. Like, there's nothing inappropriate about that.
How old are you?
22.
22. How old is the youngest person you interact with?
Probably 16.
Leslie truly tried to take her life, or at least claimed she almost did, because of the attack she received from Tophia, who called her a pedophile. She said that her interactions with the kids were appropriate and that nothing bad was going on.
Okay. And what level do you interact with them on? Is it what level?
Like, we literally just talk about life events, tell each other jokes, like it's nothing inappropriate. Like, I can literally show.
No,
So,
you don't
yeah.
need to show. You don't need to show. Okay. So okay. So you said you were at a point where you were thinking about attempting.
Yeah.
Okay. And what made you feel as though Tophia was the responsible
Because
party?
she literally sent people to my page and was like, yeah, she did this and this. Like, she didn't only say I was talking to kids. She said I was sending stuff to kids and sending inappropriate things. First of all, no.
You're gonna have to hold on, Tophia. So do you have any proof that she sent people to your profile and called you a file?
No, because at the time, like, that was forever ago. Like, it was like last year, maybe August.
Okay. What do you want to add to the discussion then, as it regards to Tophia?
First of all, Tophia, you just need to own up to what you did. Yes, what they did is wrong. I don't agree with what Isaac and them did at all. But Tophia, you also need to own up to what you did and what you done to people, because it also hurts them. So.
Tophia, I'm sure, had the kids' well-being in mind when she was calling Leslie out to stop interacting with them. But who knows? Tophia might have been wrong about her allegations. The real question is, what proof does Tophia have that made her conclude something inappropriate was happening? Tophia must have some proof, because it would look bad for her if she didn't. She's always attacked others for accusing her of various crimes, but now she's doing the exact same thing to Leslie. During the live, someone else joined and showed a video of Tophia going in and accusing Leslie of being a pedophile.
I didn't steal my dad's credit card. Why are you talking about me instead of about Leslie? Do you guys love defending girls like you love defending Nova?
You're a
because you're sitting
Leslie, please don't call people out for being a
Look at the finger. She did all this for attention. That's why I came up here. Sophia ain't never been like this.
My apartment, literally putting my life in danger, and you don't do anything about it. You sit there defending the pedophile who literally has pictures of herself, sending herself to minors, and you sat there defending her. You would just look for.
Now, like I said, play this whole live, but I have more clips. You want the clip of Leslie making the racist comments? I have that coming.
Yes.
Clips. I got that too. I'll go ahead and bring that up, but I'm gonna go ahead and say this while I'm bringing that up.
I think it's hypocritical for Tophia to do such a thing, relying on stories with no proof and calling Leslie something she might not be. The interaction between Leslie and those kids could have been completely innocent.
You really turned all the way up that day, and everybody noticed that your gifts skyrocketed. I ain't never seen you make that much money as I seen you make that day.
The lady who just joined also made another observation, that Tophia thrives off the lady's story. She claimed that, in that particular live stream, Tophia received a lot of gifts from viewers. This seems to be a recurring theme whenever she talks about Leslie, as people inherently love the idea that Tophia is fighting against a pedophile.
You started this, Tophia. You started this. But here we go. Like I said, I'm going to come with all the evidence. I'm not just going to attack you. I got both sides.
A black person smell if they take a shower after 3 days? I have no idea.
Hold on, I'll rewind it if y'all ain't hear it.
So what is that?
Yeah, play it again.
A black person smell if they take a shower after 3 days?
Okay,
She
so
said,
she
you
said
notice how black, yeah.
how black people smell when they don't take a shower after a few days.
Yeah.
Listen, and I want this to be very well known. Tophia, Sophia, you're not playing nobody here. We know what your intention was. And I was well aware of some of the things that you have said about me, but I did find it interesting that you suddenly came back. Now, somebody sent me a message in which you wrote about me allegedly, and you can confirm. Look, she doesn't make any income, as you're referring to me. Look, she doesn't make an income online because a lot of things people don't like about her. She could use her platform to make an income. I get it, but people need to stop telling people they aren't doing enough. I'm sorry, but she doesn't know anything about social media enough. She's an activist. There's a reason why people don't like when others expose racist. It gets in the way when it comes to the type of work that you do. It may ruin your chance of working with a business if all people care about nowadays are themselves. They really don't care about the big issues like racism. This is a person's online there is a person who is online that is a talented rapper, and she's black and an activist. They told her she's talented, but her activism gets in the way. Are you talking about Crystal Crave? Okay. And gets in the way again. Social media may not be for everyone, but just because you don't make a living doesn't mean someone else won't. Everyone's life is different.
In this other clip, we see Tophia playing a video that doesn't sit well with the black community. The video talks about how black people smell after not taking a shower for a while. This comes from Tophia, who is always claiming that people are racist toward her. Sometimes she says or does things without considering the repercussions. In response, Aunt Karen tried to address some comments that Tophia had made about her in the past, and this was Tophia's response.
Okay, so in reference to that message, they were telling me stuff to instigate me to say something about you because they want me to say stuff about you, and
I can believe that. I can believe that.
They said one thing where they were like, they mentioned you about something, saying like, oh, the On Karen life was wrong, you were or something like that, and I said I had mentioned like I'm not gonna bring that up, but something about you, and I said, look, I don't want to be rude. I've literally told people like, look, I don't want to mention On Karen in a negative way. I don't want to be rude. Like, I'm not gonna do that because it's not my place. I don't hate Aunt Karen. I kept telling people that. I kept saying like, I don't know why people keep saying Aunt Karen is an ableist. Like they've been saying from that live stream that you were ableist towards me. I said,
what they've been saying?
I feel like I was not bullied by her. I said, she didn't bully me. She's not ableist towards me. When I mention you on my live streams, I say people need to leave her alone and stop attacking her for that live stream. I said, if you have a problem with me being bullied, go after the people who showed the proof on the live stream.
This situation started from how badly the previous live stream went for Tophia after it ended. Even though the last live stream didn't go well, Tophia still came back to Karen's live video this time. Tophia made it clear that she didn't make any negative comments about Karen during the live stream, and that she also told her viewers to target those who shared proof of her wayward behavior rather than Karen. This particular live stream went a little better for Tophia, but the hate and the issues from the last live were still lingering on the internet. After the live video with Aunt Karen, Tophia's TikTok live got banned. She was unable to go on live video from that point onward. But she's made it clear before that she's not leaving social media anytime soon. She'll just find other ways, like posting on Instagram stories, calling out her haters, and starting beef with other creators. She went on her mother's station head page and made strong proclamations toward her critics.
And you're gonna pay back some. Next time, don't mess with me. I'm taking every last one of you down. Space Kitten, Nova, Leslie, and Isaac. You should have kept it cute and left me alone. I am getting my back. And when I do, it is over for you. You guys had the nerve to even go try to harass a poor woman who does makeup, and I will be giving her Isaac's full name as well, and let her know that he's a part of the Chu crew. Keep leaving your negativity everywhere you go and see if you don't get sued by someone.
I don't know what got into her. How is someone struggling to pay their rent going to take down anonymous commenters and critics? She's really thinking too highly of herself. She even went as far as giving their names, saying she'd be back on her feet very soon, and when she does, she'll make sure to track all of the bullies online and punish them. We also have had situations where she went on rants, placing threats to police, and doing all sorts of crazy things on Instagram. Most of these erratic behaviors were after her TikTok livestream was banned.
Convinced at this point that we should start police and asking questions.
This is a serious statement she's making. It's completely unreasonable for anyone to suggest that law enforcement should be unalived for any reason. Tophia went on to say, unalive them and ask questions later. That's a stupid and dangerous statement. Such remarks undermine the real conversations that need to be had about police reform and accountability.
Later, because the police unaliving that unconscious man, who couldn't harm them, mind you, they didn't do the necessary steps to escalate the situation, to bring it down. They just started shooting at him. First of all, he's disoriented, unconscious, and when he did come to, he was probably confused, and you just started blasting at him, yeah.
She holds somewhat of an extremist ideology. Her reason for wanting people to start unaliving cops is that she feels the police treatment of their fellow countrymen is unfair and erratic. She claimed that, in a particular situation, the police didn't do their due diligence before using force on a citizen. However, no matter how bad a situation may get, it's unwise and dangerous to encourage people to resort to violence. Violence only escalates tensions and makes finding solutions even harder.
And don't come at me with, well, why do you want to take innocent police lives when they stop? When police stopped caring about black people's lives, that's when we should stop caring about the police and defund the police. And I think anytime I call the police over to my place and they act suspicious, I should start blasting at them. Yeah, we should start blasting at police. And people may not like that idea, but, right? Shoot first, ask questions later, like the police.
She didn't even care if an innocent police officer's life was taken because of her biased ideology. She claimed that until the police started taking the lives of black people seriously, she and her minions of fools won't take them seriously either. I think it's an over-exaggeration to say that the entire police force doesn't value the lives of black citizens in their country. It's unwise and unintelligent. Statements like these only cause division and make it harder to address the real issues through dialogue. Her constant erratic behavior, combined with a lot of haters who have cops as relatives, siblings, or well-meaning citizens, ultimately led to Tophia's downfall and the eventual ban of her TikTok live capabilities. Her account was reported and her live stream was banned for playing Sims.
Any way to be taking someone's live stream permanently because I was just playing Sims. Some of you guys need to really start thinking. That's unfair, and I'm supposed to just sit here and take it because people say, get a job. You know what? Some of you guys are so unoriginal. Stop with the get a job. I'm not going to get a job.
Tophia spends most of her time online, and one of the ways she does this is by live streaming her gameplay of The Sims on TikTok and YouTube, so her fans can follow along. The Sims is a video game where players create and control virtual people known as Sims, managing their daily activities, relationships, careers, and personal aspirations. The game is open-ended, allowing players to set their own goals without predefined objectives. When Tophia's livestream was banned on TikTok for displaying something TikTok considered inappropriate and in violation of their terms and conditions, she felt it was unfair treatment and ranted about it on Instagram.
I'm not. Even if it means I have to get the attention of media to literally bring to light about how I lost my live streams because I was playing Sims. You see how crazy that sounds? It's unfair to me that I have to exist, right? And lose thousands of dollars because TikTok wants to take away my live stream for no reason.
Tophia was really upset about the ban and expressed her frustration on Instagram. She felt that TikTok's response was unfair, especially since she believed there was no real violation. She even claimed she had proof that what happened didn't break any rules. Since TikTok was one of her main sources of income, the ban hit her hard, leaving her without a major way to connect with her fans and make money. She also vented about the constant criticism she faces online, particularly from those telling her to get a regular job, which she found irritating. For her, live streaming was her way of doing what she loved, and she wasn't happy that others didn't want to let her be.
You know what's dumb and idiotic is to say that Sims having woo-ha in front of a child is what the hell? It's literally saying I used a child. How did I use a child when I'm gaming? Do you not understand? That was real life. That is a violation for something that is happening on camera. I was literally filming my gaming and playing Sims. How did I use a child in real life? Some of you guys literally gotta use your brains, okay?
Tophia got banned because she allowed her Sims to woohoo in front of a baby in the game. In The Sims, woohoo is a playful term for intimate moments between Sims. It's shown in a suggestive way, with the actual actions hidden under blankets, so it's not explicit. While the game itself is generally family-friendly, TikTok has strict community guidelines that prohibit sexually suggestive or explicit content, including anything that can be seen as a simulation of such activities. Tophia live streaming her gameplay when she let her Sims do the woohoo next to a crib with a baby Sim in it. This violated TikTok's rules about sexually explicit content, even though it wasn't directly shown. As a result, TikTok banned her from live streaming on her main account.
Even if I did hoo-ha with the Sims in front of my kid who was asleep, mind you, and it's a game, it's not real, that still wouldn't warrant TikTok to say that I used the child. That is literally defamation.
Her main argument is that the child wasn't real, the woohoo moment wasn't real, and the ban was unfair. What do you think about this? Do you think it's a bit harsh on Tophia? On one hand, it's just a game and the content isn't explicitly harmful. On the other hand, TikTok has clear guidelines about sexually suggestive content, even if it's simulated. It's tricky because it is a gray area. While it's not real, the platform still needs to enforce its rules to maintain a certain standard. Some might feel the ban was too harsh, while others might say it's just part of following the platform's rules. What's your take on it?
This is ridiculous. It says youth exploitation. Where did I use a child, TikTok? It's literally Sims. It is Sims. I was playing Sims. You literally have moderators that attack people for no reason. I need my live stream back. Like, this is so stressful to me. I've been going live ever since Musically, and I've never had a live stream removed. You took my live access away.
She also shared the message TikTok sent when the ban was enforced, citing user exploitation and abuse as the reason. It looks like the ban is permanent, not temporary, meaning she'll have to leave TikTok live streaming for good. However, another option for her is to create a new account and direct her audience to it. At least the account itself wasn't banned, just her ability to live stream. This way she could still stay connected with her fans, though it wouldn't be the same thing as having her original live streaming on her main account.
It's gone for good because you literally, I can't even play Sims, but everybody else can. It's unfair to me that I can't play Sims. I can't even do, like, I do gaming on my live stream and I literally get attacked. I'm facing flags left and right because people are falsely making reports, and it's not actual trolls, it's your stupid moderators. You need to do something about this.
I was right about the reports. Some of her viewers who wanted to take her page down used that opportunity to do their deed, and it worked. Tophia, being the life of the party, has always had math issues. On numerous occasions, she has made very stupid statements that only an ignorant person will make.
One girl tried to tell me 75% of black men are inactive. How is that possible when there's only 14% of black men in the world?
Apparently, Tophia doesn't understand the concept that a percentage can be calculated from another percentage. In her mind, she believes that since black people make up 14% of the population, 75% of that 14% would be too large to remove. This misunderstanding shows that she may not fully comprehend how percentages work in relation to one another. It's a common mistake, but it's necessary to understand that when you calculate a percentage of a percentage, the result is a much smaller thing than the original figure, not larger.
How can that be possible? The math is not mathing. There's not 75% of black men. How is that possible? Read what you just said. Read it again. That makes no sense. You can't take 75% of 14. If there's only 14% of black men, how is there 75%? The math is not mathing. How do you take 75% out of 14 when 14 is lower than 75%?
Tophia can be really funny sometimes. The math is not mathing. She's probably thinking of percentages as if they're about addition and subtraction, where you take something away from something else. But in percentiles, you actually remove a portion from another portion, not subtracting one from the other. This is a mix-up, but it's all about understanding how percentages work within different contexts. Her confusion adds a bit of humor to this situation, though. She also made some calculative mistakes in some other situations.
You know what's the dumb thing is? We're talking about black people like math equations. That makes no sense because we're not talking about math, we're talking about people. If there's only 14% of people, how do you get 14% of people and say there's 75% black men when there's not 75%? By your logic, right, then racism.
I think someone entered her DM to correct her so that she could know of her blunder. But with Tophia being stubborn, she went on babbling about, you can take 75% of 14%. She seemed so sure of herself that what anyone else says is an attempt to make her look bad or dumb.
Shouldn't exist. Racism is not real because oppression is not real, because the systems used to oppress black people and minorities is not real because there's less white people than black people.
She just went on a rant, saying all sorts of nonsense about racism being unreal when white people are the minority and black people are the majority. In her mind, she probably believes that if 75% of the population is considered, black people would become the majority, not the minority, and therefore, racism would no longer exist for the majority group. This shows a misunderstanding of how racism works, as it's not about the size of the group, but about the systemic inequality and power dynamics, which exist regardless of majority or minority status. But still, Tophia is getting it all wrong. The 75% of 14% black people do not make them the majority.
That makes no sense. Again, what's the point? Like, why are we spreading these stereotypes, right? Let's be so for real when we talk about this, right? We're not talking about math equations here. You can get 75% out of 14. Duh. It's math, but we're not doing math equations. We're talking about people.
She went on to talk about spreading stereotypes and claimed that percentages have nothing to do with math, saying things like, we're not talking about math equations, we're talking about other people. But why would anyone think that percentages in any context or situation have nothing to do with math? Tophia is truly odd, saying so much nonsense with such confidence. It's almost impressive how she can speak with such certainty, even when she's completely wrong.
If there's only 14% of black men, how are they the most inactive in a child's life? Can you make that make sense? If there's more white men than there are black men, who do you think is going to be the most inactive? Black men or white men? Answer that question.
At this point, one could rightfully question the mental capacity and IQ of this person called Tophia. She asked, if there are only 14% of black men, how are they the most inactive in the child's life? She obviously knows nothing about the black community, and it's a shame that she tries to make such claims. This is what Mamachu always argues with Tophia about. She constantly tells her not to say things that are untrue or things she doesn't understand. In this case, the inactivity of black men in their children's lives has nothing to do with their numbers, but with personal choices and societal constructs. Tophia seems to believe that if there are many black men, there should be enough of them to stay at home with kids. But just because there are more black men in existence doesn't mean they'll step in and replace the original father if he leaves or disappears.
If white people make up majority of people in this population, what are we doing? By your logic, then white people don't make up majority, and racism and oppression is not a real thing, because basically you have to have more of one group than the other to become an oppressor, right? If there's more white people, that means there's more racism and more oppression, because white people control mostly everything. So by your logic, white people don't control mostly everything, and there's not enough white people in the world to do that. That makes no sense. Again, I don't know. Like, we're not doing math here. We're talking about real life people.
Her main argument still revolves around the 75%. She believes that bringing this percentage into the discussion automatically makes black people the majority. And if black people are the majority, then how could racism exist? That's her argument. But she's completely wrong. Racism isn't about the size of the group. It's about systemic inequality and power control. If the minority is the one with power, they can do a lot of injustice to the majority group. What are your thoughts on Tophia and her conduct over the years on the internet? Do you think she handled herself well, or could she have done a better job in managing her platform and influence?